Bick. Go up and bite it for me. Bick. Silent. Wang Feng took Piccolo to follow the trail of the weirdo, and finally found a horned dragon weird in an alley. The weird is more than 2 meters tall and looks exactly like the ancient horned dragon. The head is relatively large and the neck is wrinkled. Fold like protrusions, shaped like a shield, with long horns on the head, sharp as a spear, a thin snout, a pointed beak, and a stout body, some resembling modern rhinos. Roar. The weird roared. There was no language. Either he was too lazy to talk nonsense, or it was just a pure animal weirdo, not an intelligent weird like Piccolo, unable to speak. Bang. Piccolo didn't say a word, came up and bite. Ah, a burst of energy was ejected directly. However, the energy bomb hits behind the weird's neck shield, only slightly repelled the weird, and did not cause too much injury to the weird. It can be seen that the defense of the horned dragon is very high. This is a tiger-level weirdo. Wang Feng relied on the powerful defense of the horned dragon to estimate its disaster level. Roar. Piccolo's energy bomb angered the horned dragon monster, and the monster roared. His horned head was slightly lowered, his hind foot kicked, his front foot slapped, and the two of them slammed into Wang Feng. Laugh. However, after the horned dragon dashed forward, it didn't hit anything. It pushed all the way to the air. It looked up slightly suspiciously and found that there were no traces of Wang Feng and Piccolo. It shrugged suspiciously. He shrugged his nose, spouted 2 blasts of air, and turned around, looking for the 2 figures of Wang Feng. Explosive energy bomb. In the air, there were 2 violent shouts suddenly, and immediately 2 energy bombs the size of duck eggs flew down. Boom boom. After 2 explosions, there was a cloud of dust. Roar. The horned dragon roared and looked up at the 2 suspended in the air. He circulated anxiously on the ground. He wanted to attack the 2 but couldn't reach them. He was about to go away and was harassed by Piccolo's energy bombs, making it mad. Paralysis. They are shameless. Don't break the defense against him. Wang Feng frowned in embarrassment. He was hovering in the air for 5 meters. The first 2 days he used the vaccine card to comprehend flying, and he could fly freely in the earth. Unfortunately, because his flying skill was only LV1, the flying height is only 5 or 6 meters, and the flying speed is very slow, similar to walking. Piccolo glanced at Wang Feng faintly. If it were the previous one, this kind of mobs would really be wiped out bit by bit, but now it only has to levitate to avoid fighting against tiger-level monsters. However, it is not doubtful that Wang Feng will use explosive energy bombs. It can be hatched by absorbing the vaccine human energy from Wang Feng as power. Therefore, if Wang Feng has vaccine human energy in his body, he will use explosive energy bombs. It's normal. Wang Feng turned a blind eye to the look of a grieving woman. He chose a card from his card bag and prepared it for consumption. Now he has reached level 9, only 1 level is short of level 10. Let's take a look at him. The property board. Name. Wang Feng. English name, King level, level 9. Experience value. 29,854,000 stamina, 5 strength, 4 speed, 14 defense, 12 lucky value. Hidden attributes, can't be viewed, can't be changed. Attribute points. 20 skills. 1. Liquid jet LV1. Jet liquid out to attack the enemy. 2. Explosive energy bomb LV1. Collect the surrounding energy and launch an energy bomb like a laser cannon. 3. Strengthen transformation LV1. Strengthen your own abilities and make your skills more powerful. 4. Flying LV1. As the messenger of the earth, you can fly freely in the earth. Skill points. 10. There is still more than 1,000 experience points to be able to rise to level 10. Wang Feng stared at his attribute board. All thoughts. According to the experience value of the previous star cards, it consumes 1 star card. You can get more than 100 experience points, and you can get about 1,000 experience points when you consume 2 star cards. If you want to upgrade, you only need to consume 1 2-star monster card. System. Give me the 2-star monster card, Yuanli Pig. Ding. Congratulations to host for gaining 1283 experience points. Ding. Comprehend the skill of the card character failed. Ding. Congratulations to host. The character has been upgraded to level 10, and he has gained 5 attribute points and 1 skill point. Ding. Congratulations. Host has changed from being obscure to being famous. The system hereby rewards host with a special card no star card. Ding. The cards without star ratings are blank cards, and the host only needs to mirror the target to make the corresponding cards. Ding. Warm reminder. Cards without star ratings are special cards. You can't gain experience after using them, and you can't comprehend the skills of card characters. Little famous. Wang Feng was startled, his face was speechless. He was the strongest man on the surface of the world, king. Are you telling me that it's just a little famous now? You are not afraid that others will lose their teeth when they laugh, ha. Ha ha. Oh, the teeth are lost. Ding. The system calculates that the reputation of the host is relative to the game. In the game, the host is just a rookie, and there is nothing wrong with it. Silent. Forget it, don't care about these little details with you. Wang Feng pulled down his attribute board again. Name. Wang Feng. English name, King level 10. Experience value, 2,685,000. Stamina, 5 strength, 4. Speed, 14 defense, 12 lucky value. Hidden attributes, can't be viewed, can't be changed. Attribute points, 25 skills, 1. Liquid jet LV1, jet liquid out to attack the enemy. 4. Explosive energy bomb LV1, collect the surrounding energy and launch an energy bomb like a laser cannon. 5. Strengthen transformation LV1, strengthen one's own ability and make the power of one's own skills even higher. 4. Flying LV1, as the messenger of the earth, you can fly freely in the earth. Skill points, 11 cards, 4-star monster card Desire Arbiter, 1-star monster card Magic Bird. Special card, no star card X1 Warm Reminder, 1. Every attribute of a normal person is 5, full value is 100. 2. The power of the skill depends on the level and is not affected by the character itself, but the number of times the skill is released is affected by the power attribute. Wang Feng glanced casually, without checking carefully. He immediately added 10 of the 25 attribute points to his physical attributes. As the saying goes, there are no bad farming fields, only tired cows. The skills are endless. But when his physical strength is exhausted, his body will really be hollowed out by then. The remaining 15 attribute points were all added to the defense by him. I have to say that his philosophy is still, he is strong, and I am not bad from King Kong. If you want to hit someone, you must first learn to be beaten. Today, his defense has reached 27 points. If he works harder and focuses on defense, adding to the full value of 100 points, it is estimated that his defense will surpass most people in the world. At that time, in the face of battle, he was full of defenses, coupled with the endless cards. Consumption was also consumed by the opponent. You can't touch me anyway, and you can't touch me to death. After adding attribute points, Wang Feng directly added skill points to Flying and Explosive Energy Bomb. These two skills, one is used to drive or escape, the other is a powerful attack method, practicality very strong. The remaining two skills, the Liquid Jet, is to shoot liquid from you to attack the enemy, such as saliva or the pee. The attack method is disgusting and does not fit his tall image, so if it is not necessary, he decides it would be wasteful not to add skill points to the above. Enhanced Transformation is actually very useful, but Enhanced Transformation will consume his stamina more quickly. When his stamina is scumbag, Enhanced Transformation is a bit tasteless. He hesitated, and finally upgraded the Enhanced Transformation from LV1 to LV2. Huh. Now I also have the strength of a tiger level weirdo. After adding points, he already has 3 LV2 skills. According to the level setting of the system, the 5 skill levels correspond to the 5 disaster levels of the weirdo. LV2 is equal to tiger level. Roar. The horned dragon saw Wang Feng and Piccolo hiding in the air and attacking it. They didn't come down to fight it, but continued to harass it, making it annoying. After being harassed for a long time, it became more manic, and finally it roared and went completely violently. Its eyes were red, and its muscles were convex and convex. It looked like a stone carved. It looked strong and powerful, quite ordinary in the game. After being full of anger, the eccentric evolves into an elite eccentric sense of sight. Boom. Piccolo yawned and dropped an energy bomb casually. Roar. The strange man glared at Piccolo, snarled in a low voice, kicked his back foot, slammed into Piccolo in the air. The height at which Piccolo jumped before was more than 2 meters away from Piccolo's flying height. But now Piccolo was stunned to find that the horned dragon pounced directly at it. According to the impact speed and height of the horned dragon monster, he was completely able to photograph it. Withdraw. Such a thought spontaneously popped up in its mind, and its body moved with it, drifting back a step away. Wow. Just after it retreated half a meter, the sharp rhino horns of the horned dragon eccentric stabbed it, cutting through the air and making a sharp wind-breaking sound. The fierce attack made it startled, and cold sweat suddenly dripped. At this time, it really missed its almost invincible strength the previous 2 days, giving it the arrogance of meeting the gods and killing the gods and the Buddhas, but now. Oh, let's not mention it, it hurts. Wait a minute, the master has the power to make me surrender, why can't I get a mob? It was puzzled, and looked at Wang Feng, who was slightly excited while alerting the horned dragon monster. Explosive energy bomb. Wang Feng opened his hand at the roaring horned dragon monster. A golf ball the size of the energy ball instantly condensed and formed, and then rushed to the horned dragon monster with lightning speed. Boom. The energy bomb hit the weirdo accurately, making a muffled sound. Roar, the strange man screamed. Obviously, Wang Feng's energy bomb had already injured it. When the dust dissipated, the strange man's neck shield broke open with a big mouth, and blood was dripping. Hey, not dead? Then have another one. Wang Feng glanced at the horned dragon monster in surprise, and opened his hand to condense another Guanjilin energy bomb. Who knows, the monster was furious and his explosive power increased greatly. Wow. A gust of wind blew, and the horned dragon fell to the ground slumpingly. It shook its head and looked up suspiciously, and found that Wang Feng's height had actually risen by 5 or 6 meters, completely beyond its attack range. What a shame. Explosive energy bomb. Wang Feng didn't talk any more nonsense, and fired a few more energy bombs, and directly killed the stubborn horned dragon monster. He lowered his body and touched the corpse of the horned dragon monster. Ding. Congratulations to host for obtaining a 2-star monster card Ceratops. Sure enough. A tiger-level weirdo. Wang Feng's expression is very refreshing. After he has reached level 10, he already has the strength to match the tiger-level monsters. Well, as long as you continue to work hard, one day you will be able to get the air day by day. Hey, won't I be there? Teddy? Change. Become stronger. Piccolo stared at Wang Feng strangely. Wang Feng's explosive energy bomb was obviously weaker just now, but in just 1 minute, Wang Feng's explosive energy bomb increased greatly, which made it feel very strange. Wang Feng glanced at Piccolo, suddenly remembering about pet leveling, and asked the system in his heart. System, if I kill the weirdo, can Piccolo gain experience points? According to his previous experience of playing games, if the owner brings a pet to kill monsters, the pet can also get corresponding experience points. I don't know if this is in the system settings. Ding. No matter if the host kills the weird person or the pet itself kills the weird person, the pet can get the corresponding experience points. In addition, if other people kill the weird person, the pet can't get the experience point. Clear. Wang Feng was overjoyed in his heart, and quickly turned out Piccolo's attribute board in the pet section. Name. Pick species. Vaccine man background. Because mankind continues to pollute the environment, in order to obliterate mankind and the harmful civilization created by mankind, weird people born by the will of the earth. Level. LV1 experience value, 97,310,000 skills. 1. Explosive energy bombs. Gather the surrounding energy and launch energy bombs like laser cannons. 2. Strengthen the transformation. Strengthen one's own abilities, so that the power of one's own skills can be improved. 3. Flight. As the messenger of the earth, you can fly freely in the earth. Bic. Don't be in a daze, go to the level. Wang Feng did not linger any longer, greeted Piccolo, and immediately rushed to the location of the strange man according to the strange man's information announced by the Heroes Association on his mobile phone. Leveling? Beak was confused and followed Wang Feng in a muddled manner. Ding. Congratulations to host for getting a 2-star monster card Stegosaurus. Ding. Congratulations to host for getting a 2-star monster card Ankylosaurus. Ding. Congratulations to host for getting a 1-star weirdo card Hasrosaurus. Ding. Congratulations to host for acquiring a 2-star monster card Deinonychus. Wang Feng led Piccolo all the way to the past, killing more than 10 dinosaur weirdos one after another. Piccolo's experience value has also risen from 1,000 to more than 8,000, only 2 2-star weird experience points can be. Promote to LV2 and become a veritable tiger-level monster. Where do these dinosaur weird people come from? How come so many suddenly? It's the same as appearing out of thin air. He led Piccolo to the location of the next dinosaur weird. It is very strange for so many dinosaur weird to appear out of thin air. It stands to reason that the Heroes Association has special hero inspections in every city. There is no reason why so many weirs will not be discovered. Besides, there is a government. How do these weird people hide under the eyes of the Heroes Association and the government? Or is it that these weird people have only recently been upgraded suddenly, so the association and the government did not detect and suppress the signs of danger in time? City A. Heroes Association Headquarters. Report Minister. Mr. King eliminated a tiger-level dinosaur monster. Report to Minister. Mr. King eliminated a wolf-level dinosaur monster. Report Minister. Raiden Kid eliminated a wolf-level dinosaur monster. Report Minister. Mr. King eliminated a tiger-level dinosaur monster. Report to Minister. Super Police Autobot has eliminated a tiger-level dinosaur weird. Report Minister. Mr. King eliminated a tiger-level dinosaur monster. In the battle room, Maria reported to Sick about the extinction of the dinosaur monsters in M. City at any time. Among them, the name of King appeared more frequently than other heroes. Wang Feng is really shameless. He flew into the air and bombarded the dinosaur weird. However, the dinosaur weird had nothing to do with him, only to be beaten. So Wang Feng could always solve the weird easily, and the killing efficiency was very high. Unlike other heroes who have to fight with weirdos with real swords and guns, they often kill 1,000 enemies and lose 800, and the efficiency of killing monsters is very low. Mr. King is worthy of being an S-rank hero. The number of weirdos killed far exceeds the number of other heroes. After Zeke praised him, he immediately asked, Maria, how many dinosaur weirdos are left in M. City? According to incomplete statistics, there are more than 40 dinosaur weirdos who suddenly appeared out of nowhere. Now more than 20 have been eliminated, and only a dozen dinosaur weirdos are still alive. Well, I believe that at the speed of Mr. King and the others, these a dozen weirdos will soon be wiped out. Zeke nodded with satisfaction and asked suddenly, Yes, have you found out the source of these dinosaur weirdos? Minister, sorry, there is not much news about the source of the dinosaur weird at the moment. However, there is a famous dinosaur expert in M. City, Professor Hammond. He is very obsessed with dinosaur fossils and has been studying dinosaurs for most of his life. I think he may know some reasons for the large number of dinosaur weirdos. At present, our association has staff members who have gone to Professor Hammond's research institute for consultation. I believe there will be results soon. Well, continue to follow up the relevant news, find out the source of the dinosaur weird as soon as possible, and eliminate the danger from the source. Yes, Minister. Zeke nodded, and suddenly said, Yes, let's publish the information about the heroes killing the weirdos and broadcast it in real time to promote our association. In recent times, the Heroes Association has been complaining from citizens one after another, and the crisis of trust has become more and more serious. Especially after the blasting of the weird prison and the king's raising of weird people, the citizens are increasingly dissatisfied with the association. If things go on like this, sooner or later the association will end. Therefore, the association should promote heroic deeds, increase the weight in the hearts of the citizens, and improve the bad image of the association. At the same time, it must also clean up the new heroic example set up by the association king. M City. Early G. Roar, a beast roar as loud as thunder spread out for 10 miles. Help. Who can come to save us? Where are the heroes? Where are the heroes of the Heroes Association? More than a dozen humans slowly retreated to a dead end under the threat of dinosaurs, surrounded by walls, making them caged birds with nowhere to escape. In front of them, a 12-meter-high dinosaur weird blocked the way of escape. The weird head was as big as a lantern, with big eyes and a wide mouth. The most frightening thing is that it has 2 rows of sharp teeth in its big mouth. The teeth are very similar to the teeth of a great white shark, sharp as a knife, and the body is relatively slim compared to other dinosaurs. Roar. The dinosaur weird approached the humans step by step, making deep roars, bell-sized eyes full of bloodshot eyes, staring at more than a dozen humans, their mouths grinning open, and the smelly mouth dripping down. Ah, help, help. They kept pushing their bodies back, crying for help. However, our Lee Street is relatively remote compared to other places. The heroes of the association are fighting the fire in the city center, so there is no time to take care of it. At this time, the weird siren established by the Heroes Association in the city center suddenly announced. Residents of M City, here is the real-time broadcast of the latest situation of the dinosaur monster riots in M City by the Heroes Association. King killed a tiger-level dinosaur weird 7 minutes ago. King killed a wolf-level dinosaur weird 5 minutes ago. King killed a tiger-level dinosaur weird 1 minute ago. More than 10 consecutive announcements about the death of weird people were all monopolized by King. Mr. King? The name of the strongest man with the most famous name. King was all ringing in the ears of more than a dozen human beings. This powerful heroic title gave them hopelessness. Mr. King. Yes, Mr. King will definitely come to save us. Everyone must firmly believe that Mr. King will definitely come to save us. He is. He is the patron saint of our city. He will definitely come to save us. A hissing shout suddenly erupted from the crowd, as if the louder the shout, King would hear his call for help and rush to rescue him. Mr. King? Everyone was stunned. Will he come to save us? We only complained to him yesterday. Yes, he will, with Mr. King's bearing. He will definitely not care about us. He will forgive us. He will come to save us. He will come. He will come. The person who screamed out firmly believed that the king would come to rescue them, perhaps only in this way. Would they not be desperate, would not give up to survive, and would stubbornly deal with the weird people to the end, waiting for the king or other heroes to come to rescue. Yes, King will come to save me, and he will definitely come to save us. Yes, Mr. King will definitely come to save us. Wasn't it the same before? Whenever we are facing desperate despair, Mr. King will come out to save us. I believe this time will be no exception. He has not given up on us. He will come. He will come. They may not think that King will come at all in their hearts, but when facing death, they cling to the last straw and let themselves have a glimmer of hope for continued survival. Yes, Mr. King will definitely come. Let us shout Mr. King's name, and he will definitely hear our call for help and rush over. King. King, King, King. The only a dozen remaining human beings yelled, King, in unison, and it was better than one. They shouted hysterically, they shouted with all their strength, calling the name that gave them hope, King. They firmly believed that the strongest man on the surface would definitely come to rescue them. Roar. The dinosaur weird seemed to be irritated by the loud noise of the crowd calling for help, and roared low and dashed towards them. Ah, help. King, King, King. In times of crisis, some people cried for father and mother, others insisted on shouting for King, and some even fainted because they couldn't bear the stimulus. Bick. Hurry up. F*K this weirdo to me, don't let the bald head take it away. At this time, King suddenly roared anxiously from the air. More than 10 minutes ago. Ding. Congratulations to host for acquiring a 2-star monster card Denon. Ding. Congratulations to host for getting a 2-star monster card Heavy Claw Dragon. Ding. Congratulations to host for obtaining a 2-star monster card Scythe Dragon. Along the way, King Wong Feng received a few more freak cards. However, collecting more freak cards did not make him happy, but made him depressed, because every time he rushed to the freak scene, the freak had already died. K didn't get the corresponding experience value from it at all. A punch? When he rushed to the next dinosaur monster scene again, he found that the dinosaur monster similar to the Carnotaurus was also dead. He frowned and stared at the sunken head of the dinosaur monster. There were obvious fist marks on the wound. This. Won't Saitama do it? He was thoughtful. Saitama is very interested in doing heroes. After seeing weirdos on TV, we always set out to go to places where weird raged to destroy weirs. Now City has been invaded by dinosaur weirdos, and he must have gone to major cities. On the Weird News channel, Saitama estimated that he also saw the relevant news, so it is normal that he would rush over to kill the monsters. If it were the usual, he would be very happy to pick up cards behind Saitama's butt, but he is now taking Bick to upgrade, so there is no time to pick up cards. Pick. Hurry up. Saitama has taken action. If you don't hurry, the day lily will be cold for a while. King greeted Piccolo and took the lead to go to the nearest location in the cell phone weird information. However, he was a step late in the end. When he and Piccolo arrived, the weird man had died. The death was very tragic. The head burst and the entire dinosaur body fell in the ruins of tall buildings. Ding. Congratulations to host for getting a 2-star monster card Wild Dragon. Damn it. Another step ahead by Saitama. King was upset in his heart, stopped talking nonsense, and led Piccolo to the other weird scene quickly. Well, it's too late again. F*K. Saitama, you let me go the next weirdo and let me come. Oh. Bald, this is my place, stop messing around. He followed the trail of the weird all the way, however, wherever he went, he would always be a dead weird, and he would be blown to the ground with one punch, completely without the ability to resist. After Siki made a real-time text broadcast on the heroes' elimination of the weirdos, the weird alarm siren established by the Heroes Association in the city center continued to broadcast. Residents of City, Here is the real-time broadcast of the latest situation of the dinosaur monster riots in M. City by the Heroes Association. King killed a tiger-level dinosaur weird 7 minutes ago. King killed a wolf-level dinosaur weird 5 minutes ago. King killed a tiger-level dinosaur weird 1 minute ago. More than 10 consecutive announcements about the death of weird people were all monopolized by King. Attention residents of City M, and residents of City M. The Heroes Association has notified urgently that a tiger-level weird appears on Early Street in M. City. The Heroes Association is currently dispatching heroes to eliminate the weird. Before the weird, please stay away from Early Street. Go to the refuge to escape. Of course, the weird alarm is still broadcasting all kinds of weird information normally. Silent. King was annoyed by Saitama's robbing him of a weird person. He suddenly heard the association's announcement. He was startled and couldn't help but happy. Saitama, you are a dead bald robbing me of a weirdo. It is fair to take credit for you. Ah. Saitama walked out annoyedly from the alleyway of the building and looked at the surrounding buildings in confusion. After seeing King and Pick, his eyes lit up and asked loudly, "Hello. Do you know how to get to Early Street?" King heard the sound and turned his head and looked over, and saw Saitama coming over with a blind eye. Saitama. Ha. This guy didn't go to the next weird scene. Doesn't know the way. Well, good opportunity. His eyes lit up, and the thought of deceiving Saitama to leave has arisen in his heart. He is. Piccolo, who was running around by the king, took a breath and heard Saitama's call. He felt that the voice was very familiar. He looked up and his pupils shrank in an instant, his bald head like a salted egg, and the khaki-colored Superman suit with low exploded. White tablecloth cloak, red household dishwashing gloves and red plastic rain boots. The memory of the old vaccine man quickly flooded into Piccolo's mind, causing it to breathe sharply, his fists clenched, his eyes red, and he stared at Saitama. He is. The murderer who killed his father. That damn bitter egg. Damn bald. Quack. Its fists were too tightly clenched, and the joints made a sound of sore teeth, and there was a strong urge to rush to kill Saitama. Well? King heard Piccolo's rapid breathing and glanced at Piccolo in doubt, and sighed in his heart. Alas, he was going to raise a powerful pet with a costume, but he didn't expect the system to be tricked. The potential pets are deceived and deceived. The vaccination people of the past are prestigious, and the current vaccine people are sluggish, and they will panic like this after running a few steps. It is so weak that I feel uncomfortable. No, it must be upgraded as soon as possible. It protects me, but I am protecting it right now, and I have to take pains to upgrade it, completely losing the previous chic life. Tired. It's just that the pets of your choice must go on no matter how hard you are, no matter how tired you are. Oh, Early Street is over there. While thinking, King pointed Saitama in a direction, and then, ignoring his doubts, Saitama ran towards Early Street with Piccolo. Bick. Don't delay, go quickly and go to the level. Just when Piccolo couldn't help rushing over to Saitama, King gave an order to help him give up his revenge, staring at Saitama through the lowly suit, and, reluctantly, following King to Early Street. Ah, that was just underwear, right? Saitama glanced suspiciously at King's back, shook his head, and rushed towards King's direction. The weirdo waited for me to execute justice. Roar. King took Piccolo to Early Street and heard the weird roar from a distance. He was refreshed. The weird man was still alive. It was great. Piccolo did not run away. The dead bald man Saitama was counted. Bick. Hurry up. F*K this weirdo to me. Don't let the bald head take it away. Anxiously, he subconsciously called Piccolo to pick up the weirdo, ignoring Piccolo as just a little wolf-level pet baby, and where he has done the big guy in front. Yes. Piccolo couldn't defy King's order, even if he knew that he couldn't beat the dinosaur weird like a great white shark in front of him, he could only bite the bullet and rush forward. Explosive energy bomb. It directly started its own leapfrog battle with an energy bomb. King. Is that Mr. King? Great, Mr. King is here to save us. I said Mr. King will definitely come to save us, he has never given up on us. The people heard the sound of the battle and looked at it with trepidation. However, they were pleasantly surprised to find that the king was floating in midair watching the battle underneath, and the dinosaur monster who was chasing them was fighting with a lowly. No matter what, if Mr. King is here, the dinosaurs will definitely not live long. They are finally saved. Their tight bodies suddenly relaxes and sits paralyzed under the wall, all with a surviving expression. Boom. The people safely handed the battle to the king, and King also handed the battle to Piccolo. However, Piccolo was not the opponent of the dinosaur weirdo at all. The energy bomb could not break the defense and was pressed by the dinosaur weirdo step by step. When King saw that the situation was wrong, he immediately noticed that he had done something wrong, and then he glanced at the people under the corner not far away, and he was suddenly shocked. Bick, stop pestering the weird person. Lead the weird person elsewhere. I will get out and clean it up. He was afraid that his energy bomb would accidentally injure the people, so he simply asked Piccolo to lead the weirdo to other remote places, and then use the energy bomb to slowly consume the weirdo. Mr. King is afraid of hurting us by accident? Woo, I really want to cry. We were still complaining to Mr. King before, but he did not blame us at all. When the weird came, he still actively eliminated the weird and protected the incompetentness. Mr. King. Mr. King. I'm sorry. Mr. King. I'm sorry for you too. The people cried and yelled, saying I'm sorry King. King, you will always be my idol, and the words that touch everyone's hearts. However, King did not hear the cries of the people at all. He had already followed the tail of the dinosaur weird. Piccolo led the monster in front, and at the same time looked for a place where he could fight with confidence. Huh, this is weird. Suddenly, a familiar voice came into King's ear. It was the voice of Saitama. His eyes widened and he couldn't help shouting, Saitama, you're dead bald. Let go of Kuiran and let me. Boom. A sound like a bomb exploded, and the head of the dinosaur weird chasing Piccolo instantly smashed open like a watermelon. His brain was overflowing, and the minced meat was spilled on the floor. The sound fell decadently on the street. From beginning to end, there was no time to let out a scream before death. My weirdo. King stared at the weird man with a broken head in amazement, crying without tears. The experience monster he found for Piccolo was snatched by Saitama again. Saitama, I want to F***ku. He vented his depression by shouting angrily at the bored-faced Saitama. However, what he vented was a command that pleased him in Bick's ears. This way of fighting. This weird way of death. Piccolo stopped running and stared blankly at the minced meat that fell on the ground. The memory that made him frightened and resentful. His father was beaten to death by that man in this way. Damn it. Damn it. Killing the father's hatred is not shared. I want to kill him. It breathed heavily and stared at the disappointed Saitama. The hatred and anger in its heart occupied its mind, causing its body to tremble slightly, and its fists could not help but squeeze. The energy in the body was gathering, ready to attack at any time. Under King's unconsciously specious command, it grinned cruelly, its body suddenly enlarged, bursting into the lowly suit, and it stretched out its hands and aimed at Saitama, yelling, damn bald head, go to hell. Explosion. Energy bomb. Call out. An energy projectile the size of a golf ball blasted towards the startled Saitama. Hey, there is another weirdo. Well, kill. Saitama heard the sound and looked at Piccolo with his dead fish eyes hanging sideways. His expression instantly changed from dazed to fierce. His body shook slightly, and suddenly disappeared from King and Piccolo's sight. When he appeared, he was already in front of Piccolo. The palm of his red dishwashing glove was squeezed into a fist, and he slammed past the shocked Piccolo. Ding. The system has detected host's pet. The vaccine person has died. Does host resurrect the pet? King has been in a state of being trapped, and has not reacted to the development of the situation from beginning to end. The experience monster he has worked so hard to bring out to be upgraded by Piccolo is robbed by Saitama. Piccolo attacked Saitama inexplicably. Saitama did not hesitate. The counterattack blasted Piccolo, and the system directly prompted Piccolo to be dead. Do you want to revive it? Huh? Is this a movie? The plot is full of suspense. He looked dumbfounded at Piccolo, who had become a pile of minced meat, and then at Saitama, who was about to leave, slapped his ass, and shouted, dead bald, you stop me. Paralyzed, kill my pet at will, do you want to leave? Huh. Someone called me? Saitama looked back suspiciously, and saw King floating in the air. Hey, you are that underwear? Silent. The black line on King's forehead instantly dripped, and he pointed at Saitama out of anger and said, are you a braised egg? Saitama pointed to the 3 scars on King's left face again. You are 3-scar underwear. King angrily said, you are bald. Don't you want to change the subject? I ask you, how can you kill my pet at will? Although Piccolo took the initiative to attack you, you wouldn't kill it, right? Saitama scratched his face with his fingers, and said in confusion, I didn't kill your pets. I only kill weirdos. I never kill little guys like cats or dogs. Well, you should have made a mistake, your family. I certainly did not kill the pet. King pointed to Piccolo's pile of minced meat and snorted, Now, the corpse of my pet is still here. Speaking of which, not only did you kill it, it was a cruel corpse. Ah, this weird is your pet? Saitama widened her eyes and looked at King in surprise. You actually keep the weird as a pet? Are you not afraid of it? King said badly. Which pet owner do you see is afraid of keeping pets? Oh, but it was the first to attack me. Saitama frowned. It's wrong for pets to attack passersby. If you bite passersby, you will lose money. Well, besides, you won't pay for pets. It's wearing an iron chain. It's extremely dangerous. You see, it's about to bite me just now. For this, of course I have to fight it back. I didn't expect it to be killed. I didn't mean to kill it so quickly. Silent. The corner of King's mouth twitched and he was weak. Okay, I didn't put a chain on the dangerous pet. It was my fault. Pisic attacked you first and we didn't care. Furthermore, when the hero saw the weird, the first reaction was to kill. And Piccolo attacked you first without knowing it. You killed it. It seems that I have nothing to say. Hey, summing it up, how come you find that Saitama is right at all? Of course, if Piccolo is really dead, even if it is unreasonable, he has to talk to Saitama and say that now that the system has a resurrection mechanism, then there is no need to stalk. However, if you lose, you can lose in battle, but you can't lose in momentum. He stared at Saitama and solemnly said, Saitama, today's matter will be revealed for the time being, but what I want to tell you is that one day, there will be a battle between you and me. At that time, it will be life or death. Well, make a ruthless word, be strong and prestigious. Huh? Saitama looked at King in amazement. This man, is it a neurosis? Well, I don't want to fight with you, it's too much trouble. Saitama scratched his face with his fingers and said, I'm here to destroy the weirdo, but I don't have time to fight with you. I didn't say I want to fight with you now. King put on his cap and lifted it slightly, revealing a meaningful look. However, sooner or later, you and I will have a fight. At that time, I will torture you. Not sure about the southeast, northwest. Hey, Saitama, when you and I are really familiar, you will taste the fear of being dominated by me in the game. It doesn't matter, I couldn't distinguish the north, south, east and west. Saitama looked casual and walked away. King stared at the leaving figure of Saitama, his mouth twitched. Saitama, today's atmosphere is not suitable for formal acquaintance, wait for the next time. Anyway, there are so many bonds between you and me, sooner or later we will really know each other, but I hope to see each other next time. Stop calling each other underpants and broiled eggs, it makes me so shameless. Ding. Congratulations to host for getting a 2-star monster card Karkaron. He casually touched the body of a strange man, and at the same time asked the system to resurrect Piccolo. Ding. The system has accommodated dead pets, countdown to resurrection, 47 days. The countdown begins, 46 days, 23 hours, 59 minutes and 59 seconds. Silent. King smiled helplessly, this resurrection time is so long. Attention to residents of City M, and to residents of City M. The Heroes Association has notified urgently that ghost-level weirdos have appeared on the streets of Fucheng in City M. The Heroes Association is currently dispatching heroes to eliminate weirdos. Please stay away from the streets of Fucheng before weirds are eliminated. Go to the evacuation shelter as soon as possible. Huh. Ghost-level weirdo. King was slightly startled, and quickly lost towards the streets of Fucheng. Saitama, wait for me, I'll pick it up. M City. Boom. A heavy impact sounded in the street. Humanity is really weak, ha, it sounds ridiculous. I was once one of you in the weak, but, Tusk, the doctor gave me a new life, giving me a powerful force, the strength to destroy everything, unmatched defense. The world will eventually be ruled by our dinosaurs, you humans are outdated, and it's time to be eliminated by nature. On the street stood a dinosaur weird 8 or 9 meters high. The weird's body was covered with armor-like carapace scales, deeply embedded in the skin. At the same time, it had a huge vertebral tail full of thorns. The hammer-like fleshy ball, the entire vertebral tail looks like a soft mace. These two obvious characteristics make it more defensive and full of offensive power. Ahem. Want to destroy mankind? Humph, we wouldn't agree. Under a collapsed store, the Raiden boy tried to push away the rocks, crawled out of the rubble, and swayed to face the dinosaur weird. He wiped his bloody face and stared at the dinosaur weird, to be extinct. Humans, please step over my corpse first. Hey, are you a hero of the Association of Heroes? I have heard of you and idolized you before, but when I got strong strength from the doctor, I discovered that your hero is weak. Vulnerable. The dinosaur weird snorted, and the giant vertebral tail slammed into the Thunderboy like a swinging sledgehammer. Boom. Puff. The Thunderboy couldn't dodge, and he blocked it with an electric baton. In an instant, his internal organs vibrated, and blood was vomiting wildly in his mouth, like a fountain, drawing a bright arc in the air, and his body flew upside down and hit the glass cabinet of a nearby shop. The powerful impact directly made him penetrate the whole piece of glass and fell into the shop. This guy definitely has the power of a ghost-level monster. Damn it. This information must be sent to the association. After the dinosaur weird flicked his tail slightly, he found that the Raiden boy had no response in the shop for a long time. He mocked and laughed. Hee hee. Even as a hero of the human elite, he can't help but feel weak. Human beings are really fragile, such a fragile race. How to live in this world? Huh. Huh. Humans, not as weak as you think. An angry roar from Raiden boy came from the shop. To stop it, we must stop it and wait for the support of the association. In the short time he fell on the shop floor, he had already sent a message for help to the headquarters of the association. I believe the association will soon announce the ghost-level information of the weird person in front of him. At that time, more powerful heroes will definitely come and take part in the eradication. The weird action, before that, he must do his best to prevent the weird from destroying and killing humans. Unexpectedly, you are not dead. What are you yelling at a weak chicken that can't even take a single blow to me? Are you looking for death? Oh, if I were you, I would lie there obediently, at least can survive, but you will actually stand up again. Tusk, really stupid, or, are you heroes all rough men with well-developed limbs and simple minds? The dinosaur weird turned his eyes slightly, looking mockingly at the bloody Thunderboy. Shut up. You are not allowed to insult the Wardero. The Thunderboy's anger went through his whole body. He bit his teeth and stared at the dinosaur weird. The mission of the hero is to stop you weirdos and protect ordinary people from hurt. It is because of such a great mission that we become strong. You can defeat me, but you can't look down on the hero. Cut. I don't know what to say. The dinosaur geek sneered. Hero's mission. Oh, it sounds great, but what about it? Can you stop me? Obviously you can escape, but for the inexplicable duty it's ridiculous to stay and die. The Raiden boy swayed and moved forward with difficulty, once again stopped in front of the dinosaur weird, holding the electric baton tightly, staring at the weird. Mr. King said, if the hero escapes, then who will fight? It turns out that you have also seen Weilong ads. Huh. Very spirited words, but I don't have so much time to play with you. Get out. The dinosaur weird looked at the Thunderboy swinging like catkins, and swept the vertebral tail again impatiently. The Thunderboy's eyes widened and he was determined to fight back. However, his body was too badly injured and he could not keep up with his thinking. His body didn't even react to the blow, and he ate the strange man's attack abruptly. With a loud bang, blood flew across, and the Thunderboy fell down again. The dinosaur geek looked at the Thunder and Lightning boy who was bursting and bleeding, and sneered. I will go ahead and kill humans, so what? You can continue to stop me. Hey, the hero. Not necessarily to stop you, but to stand here to stop you. Suddenly, there was a faint word in the air. The dinosaur weird quickly turned his head and looked into the air, and saw a figure floating in the air, with a blonde face with Chinese characters, 3 scars on the top and bottom of his left eye, his face expressionless, with extraordinary aura. Who are you? Are you also a hero? He is. King. Raiden's vision was a bit blurred. Although he didn't see clearly, Wang Feng's blonde hair was still so conspicuous. He recognized Wang Feng's identity at a glance, and his heart relaxed. A smile bloomed on the blood-filled face. That is the strongest man on the surface, and at the same time my idol. Mr. King, I will ask you to eliminate the weirdo. I'm a bit tired and want to sleep. The Raiden boy grinned and his body slowly fell. Saitama, who also rushed over, hugged the Raiden boy, and whispered, Ah, boy. Leave the following things to me. Who is talking? Mr. King. No, Mr. King is not such a voice. Oh, I see, it must be the weird pet raised by Mr. King. King Clone Justice Weird. With a smile on his mouth, Raiden boy passed out into a coma. City A. Association Headquarters. Beep, beep. Originally, after eliminating most of the dinosaur monsters, the battle room has gradually calmed down. However, 10 minutes ago, a panic phone broke the silence. Report Minister. Professor Hammond's Dinosaur Research Institute has been razed to the ground. Professor Hammond and all the members of the institute have disappeared. We found in the ruins. We found defective upgraded dinosaurs. They They are all transformed from strong humans, and we have also found records of the upgraded experiments related to dinosaurs. What? Siki was shocked. Professor Hammond's research institute found that dinosaurs were upgraded defective. The news was really shocking, and there was almost no need to guess. It is completely certain that Hammond's Dinosaur Research Institute is studying and experimenting with humans. Upgraded to dinosaurs, and these dinosaurs who suddenly appeared on the streets of M City are probably the test products that escaped from the research institute. Damn. What the hell is that old Hammond doing? How could he study such dangerous illegal species? He hugged his head and said bitterly, it is said that he is very obsessed with dinosaurs. In order to study precious dinosaur fossils and related materials, he often eats and sleeps. Sleepless at night, reaching the point of forgetting to sleep and eat. I used to think that he was just a stubborn dinosaur fan. Now it seems that this old guy has always had the terrible idea of resurrecting dinosaurs, and what is even more terrifying is that this old man has the ability and has truly realized it. My dream, use a special method to release those damn reptiles from ancient times. My god. I really want to strangle this old immortal. Oh no. This old guy probably has been killed by his own sins. Maybe it has become a ration for those reptiles. Bah, deserve it. Wait. That damn old undead is a dinosaur fan. All his life savings have been used to buy dinosaur fossils. Where did the funds come from to start such a huge dinosaur genetic modification experiment? Is there someone else behind it that is manipulating everything? Sick was shocked by the discovery of the Hammond Dinosaur Research Institute. After half a while, his expression changed and he thought of a key question. Where did Hammond get the money to study the dinosaurs? Check. Immediately investigate Hammond's past financial transactions. This kind of thing is terrible. Someone actually supports a dangerous genetic research project like dinosaurs. He ordered furiously, in the heads of the rich is it all shit? Report. Report to the minister, all major discoveries in dinosaur research. The staff of the association who went to the Dinosaur Research Institute to find Hammond stammered and reported. It was published in the experimental record of the Research Institute. It was discovered. Professor Hammond also accepted the dinosaur-human gene experiment, and it was the Tyrannosaurus rex gene. Huh. The old immortal also participated in the dinosaur genetic modification experiment. CIC was surprised, but thinking about it, it seems normal to turn himself into a dinosaur based on Hammond's obsession with dinosaurs. That guy will be beheaded by the hero after being upgraded, right? He thought of a possibility that Hammond would experiment with his own body, and then the dinosaur genetic modification project must have been sufficiently certain. Hammond may have successfully upgraded to become a dinosaur, but he may have died a long time ago. In the hands of the hero. Minister, another major discovery. Silent. Siki was furious. Can you guys read all the experimental records and report them all at once? Is this intermittent report trying to scare me to death? Well, every time he listens to a report, countless speculations arise in his heart. Such intermittent reports really make him tired. Yes, Minister, I found in the experimental record that only 5 finished products of the dinosaur genetic modification project were successfully tested, and the other dinosaurs were all defective products. Only 5 succeeded? Ziki was surprised. So far, according to statistics, the number of dinosaur weirdos in M City has reached more than 40. According to the record book, almost all of these 40 weird people are defective. How can the finished dinosaurs be distinguished? Yes, Minister, the record book says that there are 50 people in the experiment. Only 5 people have fully inherited the body and strength of the dinosaurs, but also retained the wisdom of humans. The dinosaur genes of these 5 people are Velociraptor, Function Pterosaur, and Alien. Tron, Ankylosaurus, Earthquake Dragon. Sick raised his brows and immediately asked Maria, who was in charge of the stranger's information. Maria, immediately check whether there are 5 dinosaur images similar to Velociraptor, Function Pterosaur, Allosaurus, Ankylosaurus, and Seismosaurus, dinosaurs. By the way, check if there are any Tyrannosaurus rex monsters by the way. For Hammond, a crazy dinosaur fan, he was vaguely disturbed, not sure if Hammond died in the hands of the hero. Yes. Maria immediately operated the computer to retrieve the latest collected dinosaur information. After a while, she said loudly, Minister, so far, the 6 dinosaurs you mentioned have not been found. No? Ziki's face sank. Look for those finished dinosaurs and Hammond's Tyrannosaurus dinosaurs as soon as possible. These inferior products all possess the strength of tiger wolf level weirdos. Isn't it possible for the finished product to have the strength of ghost level or even dragon level weirdos? I thought that there might be 5 weird people above the ghost level lurking in M City, And there is also the damn old undead hidden danger of Hammond. Sicky's scalp was a little numb. Immediately entrust the trembling tornado to M City for rescue. Ah. That. Minister, isn't it good? Collison, who has been on standby, hesitated. M City has always been a protected area for the king. Will it cause other S-rank heroes to go to destroy the weird rashly? King's misunderstanding, think we don't trust his strength? It's okay. King's attitude is extraordinary, and he doesn't care about these little things. Zeke shook his hand. You just do as I tell you. If you ask questions afterwards, I will do my best. Yes, Minister. Coulson led the turn and left the war room, and went to the tornado's restroom to give a notice. Beep. Just as Sick was angry about the Hammond Dinosaur Research Institute, Maria suddenly received a major news. She hurriedly got up and reported to Sick. Minister, Raiden Guy sent a message for help. Dinosaur, wearing heavy-scale armor, amazing defense, and different from other bloodthirsty dinosaurs without IQ, it possesses human wisdom and rationality, retains the memories of past humans, and its behavior is completely human-like. Said to be a human being in dinosaur skin, according to Raiden Kid's guess, that dinosaur may be a ghost-level weird disaster. A smart dinosaur in heavy armor. Zeke frowned. That's right, it is definitely an Ankylosaurus dinosaur among the 5 finished dinosaurs, Maria, who will announce it as a ghost-level monster, and notify it as soon as possible. Go to the streets of Fuchang in King and M City to destroy the Ankylosaurus. Yes, Minister. Hey, 2 more reptiles are here. The dinosaur weird looked at King, who was floating in the air. King raised his brows. Hey, he provokes the 2 strongest men in the world at the same time. Who gave you the courage? Is it Liang Jingru? I am a dinosaur who has evolved from a human elite to a terrifying Ankylosaurus. The scales on my body are extremely heavy and hard. Even if it is a rocket cannon, don't even want to hurt my hair. But the invincible Ankylosaurus, the future one of the admiral who helped the doctor rule the world. Ankylosaurus glanced at the unresponsive King and Saitama, furious. You 2 guys actually don't have a trace of awe for me, you stupid humans. Damn it. He angrily swept the sledgehammer like Shio toward the 100-meter high building next to him. With a bang, the waist of the 100-meter building was forcibly swept away. The building had no pillars, and quickly collapsed like building blocks, broken into chaotic slabs. Large swaths of dust shook up on the ground. Looking from a distance, it was like a mushroom cloud rising up. Tisk tusk. This power definitely has the disaster strength of a ghost-level weirdo. After seeing the destructive power of Ankylosaurus, King exclaimed. According to the strength of Ankylosaurus, as long as it is rampant for a long time, M City will definitely be destroyed. Go to hell, you 2 ants. The Ankylosaurus sturdily swept toward Saitama. Boom. With a punch, minced meat flew all over the sky, and Ankylosaurus successfully took the box of lunch and squatted to eat in a corner of hell. Saitama shook his gloves and frowned slightly and complained, I have to wash my gloves again when I go home. Silent. King looked at the pile of minced meat, his face was speechless. He knew that Saitama was strong. He didn't expect to be pervert like a weirdo. In the blink of an eye, the self-proclaimed defensive Ankylosaurus became a pile of rotten meat, scattered everywhere. Yes, alas, I don't know how to be considerate of the hard work of the cleaning aunts. Ding. There are convertible monster cards nearby, please go to the host to convert. The prompt sound of the system sounds timely. King lowered himself and touched the minced meat. Ding. Congratulations to host for acquiring a 3-star freak card Ankylosaurus. Sure enough, he is a ghost-level disaster weirdo. According to the qualitative nature of the system, the 3-star weirdo corresponds to the ghost-level weirdo. Of course, this is his guess, because the vaccine person was originally rated as the ghost-level weird by the association, but the system gave a 4-star weird evaluation. Therefore, the system's comprehensive evaluation of eccentrics and the Heroes Association's comprehensive evaluation of eccentrics are not the same thing. Both have their own considerations. Jingle bell. Just as King was curious about the system's weird evaluation method, the phone ringing in Kabuto continued to ring suddenly. Hey, I'm King. Who are you? The association. Oh, something is looking for me. Entrust me to destroy the ghost-level weird in Fuchang Street. Oh, don't use it to pick me up. I'm in Fuchang Street. Besides, that ghost-level weird is already death. No, I didn't kill it, it was a man named Sake. Huh? You understand? What do you understand? I haven't finished what I said. Why do you thank me for my outstanding contribution to M City? I said weird I killed. You made a mistake. I am not humble. The one who killed the weirdo was called. Huh. Do you understand again? King was patient and prepared to explain things clearly. However, whenever he said that the weird man was not he killed, Zeke who answered the phone always said, I understand, I know, I understand you, cut him off, and after several consecutive times, he hung up the phone in a fit of anger. Saitama, don't go, ask you something. After he hung up the phone, seeing Saitama barely shake off his gloves and prepare to leave, he hurriedly stopped and asked, what do you usually lack? Alas, this time I will definitely take Saitama's credit again. I'm a bit embarrassed, but I can't say it clearly. I can only send him some urgently needed items as a thank you afterwards. Saitama replied subconsciously, lack of hair. What? King fixedly stared at Saitama's bald head, and suddenly realized. Yes, your lack of land is so obvious, but I just turned a blind eye. Huh. After Saitama said it, he immediately felt wrong, scratched his face, and changed his words. Oh, I mean I am missing a suite. No, I own all the houses in the no man's land in City Z. There are villas, apartments, small buildings, and an unused cemetery. He doesn't actually lack houses to live in. Saitama, I understand your suffering, rest assured, I already know your needs. King gave Saitama a look of, I understand, I know you, and he began to wonder what gift to send to Saitama to give him water. Well, this looks good. City A. Association Headquarters War Room. What? The ghost-level weirdo was wiped out by Mr. King. Great. Let me just say, there is Mr. King in M. City. Where is the weird person rampant? You see, the weird person was killed by Mr. King not long after he appeared. Long live King, haha. Mr. King really is the strongest man on the surface, and killing monsters is not at all ambiguous. After Zeke told the staff in the war room that the ghost-level weird had been eliminated by the king, everyone immediately celebrated. For the association, the god-level weirdo does not exist, and the dragon-level weirdo is hard to come across in 10,000 years, so ghosts grade-level weirdos are relatively powerful weirdos that appear more frequently and are extremely harmful. The association is often troubled by the elimination of ghost-level weirdos. The S-level heroes were originally established because of the existence of ghost-level weirdos, which are specially used to eliminate ghosts. Weird people of level and above. Therefore, the elimination of a ghost-level monster is a great victory for the association, and it is worthy of everyone's joy and celebration. Maria immediately spread the news of King's elimination of ghost-level weirdos around the world in the form of a broadcast. After Zeke waited for the staff to be quiet, he immediately gave an order to publicize the King's record. One was to wash the black spots of raising weird people for King, and the other was to stabilize the hearts of the people, and the third was naturally to help the association improve its reputation and consolidate the people. Trust. Yes, Minister. Maria takes the order. Hey, sick, have you spotted a dragon-level weirdo? The tornado floated into the war room. I'm done. If it's not a dragon-level weirdo, I won't make a move. Humph, those ghost-level weirdos. Other S-level guys can also solve it. Why bother me every time? Really, have you raised those pigs for nothing? Tornado, great, you are finally here. Zeke saw the complaining tornado, his eyes lit up, and he was overjoyed. Tornado, there are a large number of dinosaur weirdos in M. City, and urgent support is needed. I hope I can rush to M City as soon as possible to help King and work together to eliminate all dinosaur monsters. Let me support City M. When the tornado heard that it was City M where King was located, he immediately became interested. Why didn't King actually solve those little reptiles? Haha, I'm so ridiculous, he is still known as the strongest man. What? Well, even a few little reptiles can't be solved. Is he worthy to be the strongest man? Huh. Just call the strongest bragging. That. Tornado, Mr. King just killed a ghost-level weirdo. Zeke didn't refute Tornado's words, but hit the nail on the tornado's death hole. It is understood that there are still 4 ghosts in M. City. One of the weird people above level the first of may have the calamity power to become a dragon-level weird person. Tornado argued all day for him to help upgrade the ghost-level weirdo to dragon level. Although he did not know why, he knew that Tornado was eager to kill the dragon-level weird, so he lied and said that there might be dragons in M. City. Grade weird, in fact, according to his original estimate, the 5 finished dinosaurs only had the strength of ghost-level disasters at most, and did not have the conditions and time to become dragon-level. What? A weird person in M. City may become a dragon class. Tornado yelled. Why didn't you say it earlier? Damn it, don't be one step ahead by the smelly king. The green glow on her body flashed and flew out, while leaving a long sentence. Zeke, get me the plane to M City. Remember, you want the fastest sonic plane, don't fool with those broken planes. Me, otherwise I will come back and smash the headquarters. Silent. Seeing the raging tornado, the personnel in the combat room were speechless. This eldest lady is so sturdy. L City. Seaside. On the beach stood two men, one of whom was older, wearing a white coat, with silver hair, an old face, wrinkled furrows, and his eyes full of wisdom and fanaticism. The other man was relatively young, in his 20s, with excitement and hesitation on his green face. Ha tsaide, go. The ocean is your future home. After you become a real mosasaur, the entire sea area will become your back garden for you to gallop. The old man looked at the young man lovingly. You like the ocean? Now the opportunity is here. As long as you knock down the dinosaur gene injection, you can immediately become the ancient ocean overlord mosasaur. At that time, all marine life will be at your disposal and swallowed, and you will become a new one. The Lord of the Ocean Sea Emperor. The young man hesitated. Dad, I am a little bit reluctant to bear you. Boys have aspirations in all directions. Besides, you and me will not miss each other in the future. After your dad becomes a Tyrannosaurus Rex and dominates the land, we will turn this beach into a place where you and I meet. At that time you can meet with Tenton. There is nothing to be willing to give up. The old man calmed the young man's anxious heart. Go ahead. You realize the key to your dream of owning the ocean. Dad has given you the key to it. The rest is up to you. I believe that my son will not let me down. Dad, don't worry, it won't be long before I will become the true master of the ocean. At that time, I will come back to find you. But you must be on time for the appointment. The young man walked towards the ocean step by step. During the period, he kept turning back and reluctantly. Finally, under the wave of the old man, he jumped resolutely and plunged into the ocean. Roar. After half a while, a beast roar like thunder came from under the ocean, and the calm sea suddenly waved up and down, and the turbulent waves hit the shore, like a tsunami. Wow. After a short while, an ancient giant beast broke out of the sea, and its entire body emerged like a dolphin jumping on the surface of the sea. Its body was a long barrel, about 20 meters long, with fin-shaped limbs, stubby and powerful, and its tail. Reaching half its length, it is a wide and flat vertical paddle. There are expanded bony vertebrae on the top and bottom of the tail vertebrae. It is very strong and looks like a giant crocodile with flippers as a whole. Swimming in the sea is as terrifying as Sa Huan's sperm whale. Father, wait for me. The old man waved goodbye to his son who was far away. Ha tsaide, come on, the ocean will definitely be your world. Here is the report of the Heroes Association. It is a real-time broadcast of the dinosaur riots in M City. I will tell you the good news. The ghost-level weirdo that appeared 3 minutes ago, Ankylosaurus, has been successfully eliminated by the king. At the same time, most of the weirdos in M City is also dead, and only a few dinosaurs are left to resist. We firmly believe that under the leadership of the strongest man on the surface, the heroes of M City will quickly wipe out the remaining dinosaurs, and then we will continue to broadcast relevant news. Please be patient and wait for our good news. The dinosaur riot in M City has attracted worldwide attention. In the 3 years since the establishment of the Heroes Association, there has never been such a large-scale occurrence of weird people. On this day, the dinosaurs invaded M as if they appeared out of thin air. City, raging destruction on the streets of M City, creating panic and causing great anxiety to the people of the world. As soon as the announcement of the Heroes Association came out, people all over the world cheered. Yeah, I said that there is a king. Even if it is a god-level weird that has never appeared before, it can't be arrogant. Wow. That's an exaggeration. It's not an exaggeration at all. We just need to know that King is the strongest man in the world, and our strongest umbrella will do. If there are weird people, look for King, there is nothing wrong with it. On the streets of major cities, everyone was enthusiastically discussing topics related to King. This broadcast of the association gave King a great reputation, and made countless young people worship King, and countless girls embraced King. In short, everyone remembered the powerful King, but chose to forget the King who raised the weirdo. It can be said that the purpose of the association's announcement has been basically achieved. L City. On the beach, Hammond gazed with relief at the sea that was gradually calming down. After all, his son Ha Tsaide chose to ride the sea and travel freely. Hackade, we will meet soon, father and son. He never doubted that the two would never see each other again after this separation. According to his plan, he reorganized the ancient dinosaur family on the land, allowing all the dinosaurs to descend on the earth again, recreating the glory that fascinated him deeply. Jurassic. He has no ambition to rule the world, but simply wants to form his beloved dinosaur family and live happily on land together. However, human beings will not allow other species to threaten their survival, and will certainly do everything possible to obstruct and kill the dinosaurs. Therefore, in order for the dinosaurs to come again, we must rule the world, so that the world is only dinosaur people, and not those ignorant humans. This is the latest report of the Association of Heroes. 3 minutes ago, King successfully killed the ghost-level weird Ankylosaurus and once again saved the city from fire and water. He is our great hero. Just as Hammond was thinking deeply, the Heroes Guild geek siren in downtown L broadcast a message that made him tremble. One of his only 5 dinosaurs, Ankylosaurus, was sacrificed. King? Is the strongest man on the surface? Your strength deeply threatens the survival of my dinosaur family. For my dream, you cannot live in the world. Hammond's old face suddenly became extremely hideous. It took him more than 50 years to successfully develop the dinosaur-human gene injection. Ankylosaurus died, he can recreate it. However, the king does not get rid of the dinosaur-human. His life is in a dangerous situation for one day. He does not allow others to kill his dear family, wantonly, so king must die. Roar. He took out a needle from his pocket and stuck it in his vein. Then he roared up to the sky, and a strange change occurred on his body. One of his silver hair gradually fell off, and his skin slowly turned into scaly, thin. The body bulged up like a balloon. The body became bigger and bigger, bursting up the clothes, revealing an inexplicable fruit body. The head changed, without the human facial features, but as hideous as a beast. The body changed, no longer it is a thin human being who has become a sturdy dinosaur with a height of more than 10 meters. The palms of the hands have become sharp front paws, and the soles of the feet have become strong hind limbs with sharp claws. Hammond changed from start to finish, from a complete pervert of a human to a behemoth of dinosaurs more than 10 meters high. Ha. Ha ha, I finally became a Tyrannosaurus Rex. I finally became a Tyrannosaurus Rex. Ooh, my dream, my pursuit, my persistence did not disappoint me after all. After a while, Hammond turned his head as big as a car to scan his new body. After realizing that he had indeed become the long-awaited Tyrannosaurus, he laughed wildly, and then cried again. The appearance of crying and laughing, like a child who got his beloved toy. Roar. He yelled, splayed his feet and ran on the land, wandering in L City wantonly. What high-rise buildings, what park houses, he doesn't care about them, he just wants to be a dinosaur like in Decades of Dreams, and then run freely on the ground. Now, he has done it. He has become the top predator of dinosaurs, Tyrannosaurus Rex. This world is all under his feet. From then on, he will gallop on the ground at will, no one wants to stop him. Rumble. Rumble. Hammond seemed to be crazy. He ran wildly in L City, knocked over countless tall buildings and trampled countless houses and cars along the way. In just 10 minutes, he destroyed the entire L City into a day. In the middle, he stepped on a dividing line in a dead zone abruptly, and the city of L was forcibly split into 2 sections. Residents of City L. I'm Day, City A. Association Headquarters. After Hammond turned into a Tyrannosaurus Rex and appeared in L City, the association immediately received the relevant news, and Siki frowned. Are there dinosaurs in L City too? It's really bad news. He solemnly ordered. Said. Immediately retrieve the relevant videos of City L and check the information of the dinosaurs. Yes. Maria slapped on the computer keyboard, and after a while, she took out the street video of L City. The video about the dinosaur was intercepted separately by her and put together for viewing and analysis. This dinosaur is. Ziki stared at the close-up of the dinosaur on the big screen. His pupils shrank. This is Tyrannosaurus. If it was another dinosaur, he might not know it, but Tyrannosaurus is the most famous dinosaur overlord in the dinosaur family. Almost everyone has heard of its name, and most people can recognize Hockey's body. He is. Hammond. His thinking turned rapidly. In the previous report by the staff of the association, Hammond also participated in the genetic research of dinosaurs, and it was the genetic research of Tyrannosaurus. Is the dinosaur that appeared in L City really Hammond? Why does he appear in L City instead of M City? His running route is to M City. Coulson, immediately notify the S-Class hero Sexy Prisoner to intercept Hammond. City L and City J are adjacent, and at the speed of a sexy prisoner, it should be able to stop the Tyrannosaurus before it reaches City M. Yes, Minister. I'll inform immediately. Collison pushed his big glasses, solemnly agreed, and turned around to contact the sexy prisoner. M City. Well, the strongest man on the surface, King? Saitama also heard the association's announcement. His eyes brightened, and he squeezed his fist full of fighting spirit. Are you King? Is the surface the strongest? I can't wait to fight you heartily and happily. Silent. King looked at Saitama, who was eager to try, with cold sweat dripping on his forehead inexplicably. Big brother, stop making trouble. I am King. Right in front of you, don't you know me? Do you not watch the news on weekdays? No, you should have heard of my name after reading the NES underwear. Well, do you remember my panties? Also, if you want to fight with me, I propose to play a game to decide the victory and defeat without hurting your temper. You can kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Do you think what I said is reasonable? Attention to the residents of City M and to the residents of City M. The Heroes Association has notified urgently that ghost-level weirdos have been found in City L, and the ghost-level weirdos are quickly heading to City M. Please evacuate the residents of City M quickly. Whack? Saitama waved his cloak with his palm, and his face slammed, executing justice. He was taken aback, scratching his face, and looked at King embarrassingly. I'm sorry, I robbed you of the. Silent. Brother, you usually watch a lot of S. Are you looking for a special supermarket? King smiled lightly. Saitama, let's cooperate. Cooperate? Saitama looked at King suspiciously, not knowing why. King nodded. Of course, the 2 of us alone form a team of heroes handsome and bald. In the future, you will work and I will do you. Ah, you are responsible for killing monsters, and I am responsible for supporting you in the rear. Don't do it. After Saitama launched the serious refusal, he strode towards L City. I won't do such troublesome things. If you kill the weirdo, I can do it all by myself. Why should I take it with me? You are a burden. Well, there is a personality, I like it. The hair lotion will be mailed to you. King quickly follows Saitama. At this time, of course, it is best to follow Saitama. At the critical moment, he can use his unique trick secret skill leak detection. J City. Stinky prison, a prison for the most wicked and wicked people. The gangsters who can enter this prison are all gangsters with a certain powerful skill, such as gangsters who rob banks empty-handed, and lunatics who can make chemical products from anywhere. Wait. Well, ghost-level weirdo? L City. Oh, I see, leave it to me. In the single cell on the 2nd floor, there was an iron bed and a TV. On the iron bed, a strong man lay on a single bent leg. The strong man had a chicken coo head, his face was full of stubble, his face was rough, and his body was covered. He was muscular and as strong as a horse. He was wearing a blue and white prisoner's uniform. At the same time, he was wearing a white t-shirt with a big red heart painted on the outside, and he was also wearing iron ball shackles on his ankles. He is the 16th S rank hero certified by the Heroes Association, a sexy prisoner, a gay guy, who loves to violate handsome guys the most in his life, because I was afraid that I could not help hurting innocent beautiful men, so I was voluntarily imprisoned in prison. On the one hand, he watched the wicked criminals, and on the other hand, he used the TV to find handsome criminals, and then escaped from prison to catch the criminals in return, doing some unexplainable things. Almost every criminal caught back by him will eventually be squeezed out into skin and bones, or forced to go crazy. Well, it's time to escape from prison. The sexy prisoner hung up the phone, twisted his neck and strong arms, making a creaking joint rubbing sound. He grabbed his palms and swiped his feet. He rushed out of the cell and fell steadily from the 2nd floor to the 1st floor. What's left is some non-existent special effects clean Shiratori hair. I have to say that the sexy prisoner is a man with 50-cent special effects. Old boss. The criminals in the open space on the 1st floor looked at the sexy prisoners in awe, and drew back one by one. Since the sexy prisoners were admitted to the stinky prison, a rule has been set. All criminals who make trouble are to be punished by a deep kiss. That was asked to have a French wet kiss with a sexy prisoner. Under this horrible rule, all the thugs have become obedient boys. They dare not speak loudly, gasp, or make trouble at will in prison. In short, in the eyes of the prisoners, after the sexy prisoner has arrived, the stinky guy hell has really become hell. All give me away. I want to escape from prison. The sexy prisoner lay on the ground and made a 100-meter running starting position, staring at the nearly 1-meter thick steel wall, taking a deep breath, and staring at his feet, and the whole person shot out like an arrow from the string. Boom. Half a second later, a big hole was broken through the 1-meter thick steel wall, and the sexy prisoner had escaped from the smelly prison, leaving behind a group of criminals who were accustomed to it. However, in the face of this rare opportunity to escape, the prisoners in the stinky prison have no intention to escape, because after 5 seconds, the prison's mobile guard team will arrive, and any criminals who take a step out of the prison will all be being beaten into a sieve. Unless you have the speed to run outside like a sexy prisoner, you can only sigh with excitement. What is it? What is it? Fancy men, your dear sexy prisoners are here again. Have you washed your butts? The sexy prisoner ran fast on the street towards the junction of L City and M City, with a meaningful expression on his face. For him, the purpose of escape was to protect beautiful men and catch handsome guys offering rewards. As for killing weirdos, that was just by the way. Things. Come on. Angel Dash. The Shiratori's hair fell with a burst of special effects of 5 hairs, and his speed instantly doubled, sprinting at an extremely fast speed. City A. Heroes Association War Room. Jingle bell. Hello. Hello. This is the headquarters of the Association of Heroes. What? There are 3 weird people walking together on Zue Street in M City. And the 3 weird people are more capable of talking? Can you briefly describe the 3 weird people? Does it look like? Oh, I'm listening, you continue. Maria's pretty face solemnly listened to the description of the policeman on the phone. I understand. Thank you for the information. We will definitely eliminate the weird people as soon as possible, and restore the peace of the street to the past. Goodbye. After she hung up the phone, she immediately reported to Ziki. Report, Minister. Some citizens reported that 3 intelligent dinosaurs were found on Zue Street in M City. 10 meters, the body is huge, and the earth will shake when walking around. A body is 7 or 8 meters long and has no obvious features. However, the other 2 dinosaurs seem to be headed by it. Huh? A wise dinosaur? A very fast dinosaur? A dinosaur that can shake the earth? Siki narrowed his eyes and quickly analyzed the results. From a wise point of view, they must be 3 of the only 5 finished dinosaurs in the Hammond Dinosaur Research Institute. According to the characteristics you describe, one is a velociraptor known for speed, the other is a huge earthquake dragon, and the last one. His brows were slightly frowned. The last dinosaur man had no obvious characteristics and could not make a decision right away, but he could use the method of elimination. Among the 5 finished dinosaur man, Ankylosaurus, Seismosaurus, and Velociraptor could be eliminated, and the rest could be eliminated. Function pterosaurs have obvious wings. If the last dinosaur was function pterosaurs, the citizens would definitely express such obvious characteristics. However, according to the citizens, the last dinosaur was ordinary and had no obvious characteristics. So, function pterodactyl can be ruled out, so only the 5 finished dinosaurs are left. Allosaurus. According to legend, the dinosaur with the highest IQ in the dinosaur family. Judging from the current situation, Allosaurus can actually lead 2 other dinosaurs of the same level to invade humans in a team, rather than arrogantly doing it alone like other ghost-level weirdos. It can be seen that Allosaurus dinosaurs are really different. Generally. Maria, issue a report immediately and define Velociraptor dinosaurs, Seismosaurus dinosaurs and Allosaurus dinosaurs as ghost-level monsters. Although the 3 dinosaurs did not show the extent of the disaster of the ghost-level monsters, in order to attract the attention of the heroes and eliminate the dinosaurs as soon as possible, he made a special task and defined the 3 most threatening dinosaurs as ghost-level monsters. Yes, Minister. After Maria took the order, she immediately prepared to broadcast. Attention to residents of City M, and to residents of City M. The Heroes Association has urgently notified that 3 ghost-level monsters were found on Zue Street in M City. They are Allosaurus, Earthquake Dragon and Velociraptor. Residents of City M are requested to stay away from Zue Street. Huh. Refers to Moon Street? Saitama and King were on their way to L City. When they heard the alarm of the association's weird alarm, they immediately braked to stop their steps. Saitama looked at King. Hey, do you know where Zue Street is? Silent. What do you mean? I'm a famous person anyway. Can you respect me as a bald man? I don't want face. King sullened his face and pointed in one direction. If we go straight to the southeast, we mean Moon Street. Oh, leave. Saitama made a running posture, squeezed his hands into fists and folded it in front of his chest. His feet turned into extremely fast rolling wheels, swished out a few hundred meters, and blinked again. The person was gone, leaving only a few whirlpools. You work. I miss you. King didn't worry, he slowly drifted over to Zue Street. There were 3 ghost-level weirdos at the same time. Rare ghost-level weirdos were dispatched together. Action. Ghost-level weirdos are rare today to join forces, and it is estimated that there are smart people who match up. Boom. When he approached Ziyue Street, he was stunned to find that the surrounding houses seemed to be alive, throbbing like a heart, and the earth was slightly ups and downs, tearing open cracks. This is an earthquake? He swept the surrounding tall buildings vigilantly, for fear that the tall buildings would collapse and hit him because of the shaking. He cautiously avoided high-rise buildings and drifted all the way to Ziyue Street. After a while, his body suddenly stopped, staring dumbfounded at the dinosaur man not far in front of him. The total length of the dinosaur man is estimated to be 40 to 50 meters, with a neck of more than 10 meters and a tail of more than 10 meters. It has a hill-like body, and when walking, step by step, deep pit, that huge figure and amazing weight make the earth shake. This. What kind of ghost dinosaur? In his previous life, most of his knowledge of dinosaurs was obtained from the Jurassic Park series of movies in the Blue Cat's Naughty 3000 Questions dinosaur era. However, he has never heard of such a huge dinosaur, which is a dinosaur. It is a prehistoric behemoth. Insignificant human being. I am the Lord Earthquake Dragon who is as heavy as a mountain. You can step on the house with 1 foot. You dare to come into a daze in front of Lord Ben, huh, really ignorant and fearless guy. When King was surprised by the huge size of the Earthquake Dragon, the long neck of the Earthquake Dragon was bent down, and his eyes were fixed under it, and the voice was full of anger in the words of Hongzong. It's staring at Saitama, right? Because of the concealment of the building, King could not see the specific situation there, but the person who made the Earthquake Dragon think that he was underestimated was probably only Saitama, who was inertially in a daze. Other ordinary citizens were scared to pee when they encountered the Earthquake Dragon. How could it be possible? Let the Earthquake Dragon mistakenly think that he is being despised. Well, I don't know if it is the size of the Earthquake Dragon or the size of the giant that will appear in the future. King thoughtfully. He clearly remembered that in the near future, a weird man who took medicine and turned into a giant would appear. The giant slapped City D. According to this record, it is speculated that the city can be wiped out. The height of the giant is probably going to the sky, and the Earthquake Dragon standing in front of the giant is probably just a small point. Boom. As King fell into contemplation, the battle between Saitama and the seismic dragon began, and a huge collapse sound was heard, and a large amount of dust was shaken under the sturdy feet of the seismic dragon. The mountain is trampled on. The Earthquake Dragon roared, and the 2 sturdy feet in front of the body were raised high, and after a pause in the air for half a second, they slammed on them again. Rumble. There was a thunder, the earth shook, the surrounding high-rise buildings shook because of the shaking of the foundation, and the windows rustled down. Withdraw. Come back after the battle is over. King looked at the swaying building around him. In order to avoid being caught, he decided to retreat temporarily and waited for Saitama to solve the 3 weirdos before returning to collect cards. Tisk. What a great character I thought I was. I didn't expect to be trampled to death by your foot. Alas, Allosaurus also specially asked me to cruise around looking for a chance to give him a fatal blow. It seems that Allosaurus is so heartbroken. Now, this man is just a scared coward. At this time, there will be a black shadow moving on the walls of several high-rise buildings. The speed of the black shadow is extremely fast. This is the second ghost-level dinosaur Velociraptor? King stared at the erratic shadow. In the association's report, it was clear that there were 3 ghost-level dinosaurs walking together and fighting together. The shadow in front of him should be the second ghost-level dinosaur, Velociraptor. The other one who didn't show up should be Allosaurus. Velociraptor, don't be careless. There are many strong men in this world. For example, King is known as the strongest man on the surface. Odds of winning. Hey, Allosaurus, you have been too cautious and delayed us too much time. Otherwise we would have destroyed M City long ago. I suggest that we act separately and wipe out the humans in M City as soon as possible. HMPH. Didn't you listen to the announcement of the Heroes Association just now? The Ankylosaurus acting alone has gone to hell, indicating that the strongmen of the Heroes Association have been dispatched. If we don't cooperate sincerely, the end of the Ankylosaurus will be our example. Whispering sound. The Velociraptor snorted and did not refute it. Its body moved violently, leaving a string of black shadows among the houses, inspecting the surrounding movement. Although it was unhappy in its heart, the Allosaurus made sense. It could only suppress its grievances and obey the command of the Allosaurus. Weirdos will also cooperate in battle. King was surprised to listen to the speech of Velociraptor and Allosaurus. From their words, it can be seen that the actions of the 3-person team were commanded by Allosaurus and the seismic dragon, as a meat shield, attracted the attention and attacks of the heroes. The dragon became a highly agile assassin with his outstanding speed, cruising around the hero looking for an opportunity to launch a fatal blow, while the Allosaurus was in charge of command and harassment. This weird group. It's kind of hanging. The king scratched his head. The three ghost-level dinosaurs have their own characteristics, and the division of labor is clear, and the complementarity is insufficient. From a certain perspective, the fighting method of this strange combination makes their combat effectiveness soaring several times. The average S-level hero faces they probably lose more and win less. However, they are now facing Saitama, a bald-level monster that is more terrifying than god-level. For this, he can't help but feel sad for the three dinosaurs. They are clearly matched and the team is super strong, but they have encountered a bug. The guy. Everything became empty talk. Alas, they probably won't live for more than 5 minutes. Hey, there are 5 words floating in the sky. Someone is coming to die. Just as King was silent for 3 seconds for the destined sad ending of the three dinosaurs, the Velociraptor, who was the assassin and the scout, discovered the king floating in midair. Huh? It was discovered. King was startled and floated back quickly. Seeing this, the Velociraptor suddenly smiled abusively. Let me play with you. Its figure flickered, and in an instant it came to the wall of the tall building near the king, and the beast's eyes stared at the king. Boy, let's play the game of catching hideaway. If you can catch me, there will be surprises. Silent. King found that he didn't seem to be a strong man. People who knew him would be scared to death. People who didn't know him always looked down on him in all kinds of ways. Thinking about it carefully, his treatment was similar to that of Saitama. In awe, people who don't know Saitama's strength have been taunting Saitama. Not speaking is the default. The Velociraptor grinned, seemed to be laughing, shook his body suddenly, and disappeared before King's eyes. King's heart tightened and he scanned the surroundings quickly, and found that his naked eye could only catch a little shadow of the Velociraptor, and his eyes followed the Velociraptor. 10 seconds, 30 seconds, 50 seconds, 1 minute. With the passage of time, the Velociraptor in his eyes is no longer one, but countless. In the line of sight, there are Velociraptors everywhere, and even ghosts appear. It has long been foolish to distinguish which figure is the real Velociraptor. Well? He screamed badly, closed his eyes quickly, and expelled the dazzling scene from his mind. Big Saitama, are you playing snakes? It's been a long time since Earthquake Dragon and Allosaurus came to help. Stop paddling in the plot, come out and make soy sauce. Tisk, kid, did you give up? So, you lost this game. As punishment, you are sentenced. The Velociraptor running at the top of the building wall grinned, showing a cruel smile. Go to hell. Chi-chi. King frowned slightly, and the sound of the raptor running closer and closer, but the fatal thing was that those voices came from all directions, meaning that the raptor did not come straight to him, but moved around him to avoid exposure. Body shape, one side gradually approached him. Ding. Congratulations to host for gaining 13,520 experience points. Ding. Comprehend the skill of the card character failed. Ding. Congratulations to host. The character has been upgraded to level 12, and he has gained 10 attribute points and 2 skill points. Faced with this situation where he couldn't touch the opponent's figure, he decisively used the Ankylosaurus card that claimed to be invincible, and successfully upgraded to level 12. He did not have any delay, and added all the 10 attribute points he just obtained to the defense. If you can add a little defense, you will have more safety. Tisk tusk, humans, taste the fear of being dominated by speed. The Velociraptor's voice was very close, as if speaking in his ear. Playing cat and mouse tricks. He took a deep breath, and at the speed of the raptor, he had already hovered beside him, but he never made a move, perhaps just as it said to let him taste the fear of being dominated by speed. If you don't make a move, I'm not welcome. King's eyes were staring at the earthquake dragon in front of him, his attention was concentrated, and he was no longer affected by the raptor. After accumulating his energy for a while, his eyes narrowed and his long legs kicked backwards swiftly and blindly. The ultimate meaning of King Flo Qigong, a lucky kick. Boom. King's move contained the full strength of the Ankylosaurus, and the dragon wobbled its tail, strikingly in the abdomen of the raptor that showed its speed. Puff. The body of the Velociraptor was only more than 2 meters. Although his running speed was extremely fast, his physical strength was extremely general among the dinosaur family. The fierce kick of King directly kicked the Velociraptor to vomit blood. Puff. How? Maybe. You. How could you find me? The Velociraptor's dinosaur body bowed into a lobster shape due to abdominal pain, and looked at King, who was still kicking his legs in disbelief. I don't believe it. It moved around and moved quickly around King again. Boom. The king slowly retracted his feet and looked at the stunned raptor, who was vomiting blood again. He was a little embarrassed, but he was blinded twice. He was too lucky. You can actually spot me, you. You are definitely not an ordinary person. Who are you? Oh, ask me? Oh, the people of the world give face, call me king. King? The velociraptor stared at the dragon's eyes, and said in shock. You are the king who is known as the strongest man on the surface. It sucked in air conditioning frequently, and its feet could not help but recede. Suddenly, it thought of something, staring wide. Eyes. Wait a minute, Ankylosaurus. You killed the Ankylosaurus. Ankylosaurus. King tantans his hands. Oh, this matter is very complicated. I followed Saitama to pick up the leaks. However, Ankylosaurus provokes the two of us and was beaten to death by Saitama. In the end, the Heroes Association's people inexplicably think that I killed the Ankylosaurus and announced it in the form of a broadcast, so in fact, the Ankylosaurus. The velociraptor's pupils shrank. Sure enough, you killed the Ankylosaurus. King stared blankly at the raptor with a believable face. Are you sure you understand what I'm saying? Could it be that you upgraded to a dinosaur and your language comprehension ability has deteriorated? I clearly explained that I did not kill the Ankylosaurus. Are you mentally retarded? HMPH can break the defense of Ankylosaurus. See through my speed shadows, King. The name of the strongest man on your surface is indeed well deserved, but... Velociraptor spit out a mouthful of blood, proudly said. I am Velociraptor. He is the fastest dinosaur in the world. Even if you are super strong, you can never catch me. You can't kill me, King. Next time. He stared at the black line King. I will kill you today. Two-legged hatred. Its body shook abruptly and swept away in the direction of the earthquake dragon. However, it was clear that King's feet had suffered severe injuries just now, and his speed was significantly slower. It was actually able to catch its body with the naked eye. GG, even if my speed is twice as slow, you have nothing but hopelessness. The velociraptor looked back at King, who seemed to have no reaction, and couldn't help but let out a weird laugh. However, his triumphant smile did not last for a few seconds. In front of it, a long shaking building did not pass by after all, and it collapsed with a bang. Like the high-rise building blocks falling down, the masonry flew, flooding an area in an instant. Ah! A scream like a slaughter of pigs came out under the pile of stones, and then disappeared quickly. The sound was short and stern, making people shudder. Ding! There are convertible monster cards nearby. Please go to the host to convert. The system's cold, ruthless and mechanical prompt sounded faintly. The mansion completes a single kill. Teach it to be a man. Don't pretend to be forced. King stared blankly at the smoke-covered ruins. As this? I killed it? Oh, I really am a hero by luck. He laughed at himself, and then suddenly thought of a question. The velociraptor was buried under the ruins. How could he touch the velociraptor to collect cards? Find an excavator to push away those messy bricks? System, is there a solution? If you have any questions, ask the system decisively. However, the system ignored him. Obviously, this question is not within the scope of the system's answer. Hey, boy, have you ever seen a dinosaur man with 5 short stature? Just as King was distressed about how to touch the velociraptor's corpse, a cold word rang in his ears. He turned his body in doubt, and saw a, well, very ordinary dinosaur man standing in front of him. 89 The meter-high body shape is similar to other dinosaurs, with no obvious characteristics. Well, compared with Seismosaurus and Velociraptor, this is really an ordinary dinosaur. King was startled slightly, and asked, hey, the unit of your dinosaur's ISD out. Oh. The gene has changed, and even the description unit has changed. We humans are units, and your dinosaurs are out. This knowledge is the key point. I remembered it. Having said that, he has already guessed who the dinosaur is in front of him, and it is estimated that it is the brain of the ghost-level dinosaur trio Allosaurus. Huh? Boy, are you pretending to be stupid? Allosaurus narrowed his eyes. I'll ask again, do you see a 5-short dinosaur? Are you talking about a velociraptor? King pointed to the ruins of the building just now, and said, I saw it was killed by the collapsed building. Well, it should be killed by the earthquake dragon, right? If it weren't for the earthquake dragon walking around, causing the earth to tremble, the building would not collapse, nor would the velociraptor be killed by bricks. So in the final analysis, the killer of the velociraptor was the earthquake dragon. Huh, kid, don't lie to me. How could the velociraptor die under the collapsed building? Allosaurus snorted coldly. It knew the speed of the velociraptor very well. At the speed of the velociraptor, Even if a building collapsed, it could escape in a blink of an eye. How could it be killed by bricks? The kid in front of me must have lied to deal with me. You don't believe it. King moved his heart, his eyes rolled slightly, and he pointed at the ruins and said seriously, "If you don't believe it, you can search for it yourself. The velociraptor really died under the ruins." Well, I hope it really goes searching and digging out the velociraptor's body so that I can draw the card. Yes. Allosaurus sneered. Now, I am not very interested in whether the velociraptor is under the ruins. I am more interested in. Who are you? I. King pointed to himself, slightly surprised. What kind of god unfolded, discussing the life and death of the velociraptor in the last second, and shifting the topic to me in the next second? Brother, your brain structure is different from ordinary people. Allosaurus stared at King. You are definitely not an ordinary person. Normal people are scared when they meet a weird person. How can you speak so fluently like you? So, who are you? Exactly. Velociraptor, now what's the situation like? Is it dead? What? King took off his peaked cap and said, well, I'm actually a lucky hero king. King? The hero who killed the ankylosaurus? Known as the strongest man on the surface? The Allosaurus's pupils shrank, and he stepped back subconsciously, and at the same time thought to understand some things. What velociraptor was killed by the collapsed building? It was clearly killed by you. As for why the velociraptor was buried under the building, this is very understandable. It is estimated that at the last moment of the velociraptor's life, he was violently thrown onto the building by the king, crashing the building, causing the velociraptor to be buried under the rubble, completely putting an end to it. Vitality. Obviously you killed the velociraptor. Why do you lie that the velociraptor was killed by a building brick? Is it to let me relax? Oh, you actually know how to use wisdom. It seems that you are not a rough man with well-developed limbs and simple mind. On the contrary, you are a clever man. It is terrible. You already have super strength, but you are not proud of your own strength. I always abide by the warrior principle that the lion fights the rabbit with all its strength. Hey, King, besides the doctor, you are the first man to make me admire. For a man worthy of admiration, I should naturally express my admiration to you with the most solemn etiquette. The Allosaurus was serious, staring at King. After a while, he fell on his knees with a sudden thump, holding his two small paws, and shouting, King, I surrender. I am willing to be a cow and a horse for you in this life. King looked at the actions of Allosaurus dumbfounded. What kind of god unfolded? A ghost-level weirdo raised his hand to me. Oh no, did he surrender with his claw? Why? He twitched at the corner of his mouth and asked the doubts in his heart. The surrender of Allosaurus made him feel headless and unreal. Shouldn't ghost-level monsters fight desperately? For the first time in so many years, he heard that a proud ghost-level weirdo would surrender. My strength is similar to that of Ankylosaurus and Velociraptor. Both of them died in your hands. If you look at you, I killed them in a day without a trace of fatigue, even clothes. There is no wrinkle, let alone injuries. All the details tell me that your strength is far beyond ours. I can say with certainty that you kill us without any effort. Alien Dragon analyzed a lot of details, and finally came to a conclusion that King's strength is super terrifying, and the title of the strongest man on the surface is not a false slogan. Silent. King blinked his eyes. Alas, he is a smart guy. The ancients often said that those who surrender are smart people. I honestly don't deceive me. I'm really not as strong as you think. The reason why I'm considered the strongest man, it's because he robbed Saitama. Oh, yes, Saitama's bald head. I followed him to pick up the leaks, but 10 minutes later, I cleaned up the two ghost-level weirdos. What's wrong with him? Nothing happened. He looked up at the earthquake dragon and found that the earthquake dragon was still alive and alive. The more than 10-meter-long tail swept around, and the surrounding area was completely ruined within a dozen meters. From the sky, it seemed to be drawn as a circle with the earthquake dragon as a dot shape. Saitama guy. Won't make a halfway turn to the supermarket to grab special offers, right? King frowned and was very depressed. Saitama used to kill monsters very efficiently. He basically punched one at a time. Now how long has passed, the earthquake dragon is still alive, and something must have happened in it. Hey, Allosaurus, you go to the ruins and pick up the velociraptor's body. I will go to the earthquake dragon to take a look at the situation, and I'll be back soon. King casually ordered the Allosaurus to surrender, and immediately floated in the direction of the earthquake dragon. As for the question of whether Allosaurus would escape, he bet it would not dare to escape. Smart people like Allosaurus are generally suspicious. King lets it act alone so easily. Suspicious. It will mistakenly believe that King is testing it, and will not dare to escape easily. Sure enough, Allosaurus saw King flying to the earthquake dragon unsuspectingly, and all kinds of thoughts suddenly appeared in his heart. How can King be so slack in guarding me? He really believes that I surrendered sincerely. No, from just now. From the performance point of view, King is a smart person. How could a smart person make such a serious mistake? He must be testing me. Don't look at him as if he left, but from the analysis of his ability to fly, it can be concluded that King is super. The conclusion of the capable person is that a powerful super capable person can kill people thousands of miles away. If I dare to escape, King will absolutely erase me from the world without hesitation. Calm down. I must calm down. As a smart person, in the face of this temptation, which is full of loopholes, I must not be fooled, and I must not take my life to gamble on the hope of escape. It made a fierce analysis, but didn't know that it became a fool. King blatantly flew towards the earthquake dragon, possessed by an ankylosaurus. His defense was not afraid of the earthquake dragon's attack. Rumble. When he approached the earthquake dragon, he found that the earthquake dragon seemed to be in a state of anger and frenzy, with its long tail flicking wildly, destroying all the buildings on the flat ground. The earthquake dragon roared again and again. Horror. Damn human, let go of you, Master Earthquake. What happened? In order to avoid being swept by the tail of the earthquake dragon, King didn't get too close. He hung in the air, staring at the crazy earthquake dragon. After a long time, he was surprised to find that the earthquake dragon was undulating up and down with a slight amplitude. What the hell is it? He was greatly surprised. He circled the earthquake dragon in midair and found a place with a wide field of vision. After a closer look, the huge body of the earthquake dragon was actually suspended, and there was a person standing under its toes. In the quiet I saw Saitama grab the toes of the earthquake dragon, forcibly lift the earthquake dragon, and even squat with the earthquake dragon there. King approached Saitama cautiously, listening carefully. 13,725, 13,726, 13,727, silent. King was stunned at Saitama, who was always happy. This bald head used the earthquake dragon as a weightlifting equipment. He used the earthquake dragon to lift weights. In just 10 minutes, Saitama had already done more than 10,000 squats with the earthquake dragon. My goodness, it's too special to pervert. 13,728, 13,729. Saitama raised his teeth and danced claws on his own, but reluctantly trained by the earthquake dragon, muttering to himself count the number of weightlifting. King saw Saitama unconsciously, and suddenly shouted, "Bald, stop making trouble, we have other weirdos to clean up, quickly solve the battle and transfer to the battlefield. There is a ghost-level weird waiting for me in L City. Picking up the leak. Brother, don't delay time. If you want to exercise, go home and do 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, 100 squats, 10 kilometers long run, don't block the road on the street." Hey, yes, there are ghost-level weirdos in L City that haven't been cleaned up. Saitama threw the earthquake dragon casually, and there was a rumbling sound, the earth shook, and the earthquake dragon he threw out directly collided with a block of buildings. King looked at the block that destroyed the block in an instant, his face was speechless. Saitama, this guy, is really a hero dictated by interest. To be a hero is really based on interest. It is not a high-level reason to protect the lives of citizens and the safety of property, so there is almost no scruples in the shot, just do whatever you want. Saitama looked at King, scratched his face, and asked, "Hey, in which direction is City L?" King pointed to the direction of City L and said, "Don't call me hello next time. I have a name. My name is what about people?" He just wanted to introduce himself formally, but suddenly realized that Saitama had already rushed to L City and disappeared before his eyes. Silent. Saitama, you're dead and bald, rushing to reincarnate. Oh, it seems to be rushing to send someone else to reincarnation. Roar. Just when King was angry with Saitama, a thunderous roar suddenly sounded. Rumble. The earth shook violently. Earthquake dragon. King was surprised to see the earthquake dragon standing up again. It turns out that Saitama didn't kill the earthquake dragon just now. Cheating. Roar. The seismic dragon was played by Saitama for so long, and it had already filled its chest with anger. After regaining freedom, it quickly stood up, swept its slender tail indiscriminately, and a rumbling house collapsed one after another. It roared angrily, "Damn human beings, accept the anger of Master Earthquake Dragon." Boom. The slender neck of the earthquake dragon snapped, and the roar stopped abruptly. His huge body swayed from side to side a few times before falling to the side feebly, and smashed a building again. I almost forgot about you guy. Saitama shook his slimy gloves and waved to the dumbfounded king. Hey, underwear, I'm going one step first. As soon as his voice fell, he was on the street, blinked again, and disappeared in a flash. Hey, wait a minute, the braised egg is bald. Who are you calling for underwear? Do you want to fight? If you have the ability, don't run. This time you run fast and didn't hold you. Next time, don't let me meet you again, otherwise teach you how to be a man in minutes. King reacted and roared in the direction where Saitama disappeared. King. Killed the earthquake dragon. Fear from Allosaurus. King. Killed the earthquake dragon. The Allosaurus, who was slowly digging the velociraptor corpse in the ruins of the building, heard the sound of fighting in the direction of the earthquake dragon, looked up, and witnessed the death of the earthquake dragon with his own eyes. However, due to the long distance, it was not careful. It only vaguely saw the earthquake dragon seem to be broken by a reflective oval pebbles the size of a basketball. Is this the strength of a superpower? How can I kill the seismic dragon by manipulating a small pebble? Allosaurus swallowed a spit. King, it's terrible, huh? My previous analysis sure enough. King has a strength far beyond what I have waited for. Fortunately, I chose to surrender wisely. Otherwise, I'm afraid I would have died long ago. Fortunately in its heart, it seems that whether it is a person or a weirdo, the mind is very important. Oh, no, King just told me to dig out the velociraptor's body, but He just touched the ruins perfunctorily just a few moments in order to cope with the problem. You must speed up. Otherwise if King comes back and sees me passive and sabotaged and killed me as soon as I got angry, wouldn't I be wronged? The speed of its subordinates suddenly increased. Bang bang. The rocks and sand flew up, and under the eyes of the extraordinary dragon, it quickly peeled away the sand and rocks like a gopher, looking for the velociraptor's corpse. Ding. Congratulations to host for acquiring a 3-star monster card Earthquake Dragon. After watching Saitama leave, King touched the Earthquake Dragon corpse and successfully drew out a 3-star monster card. Recently, I have gained a lot. He flew to the Allosaurus position, and he couldn't help but remember that the recent period of time seemed to be very smooth. Before the Weirdman prison riot, he harvested more than a dozen Tiger-Wolf level weird cards. Now the Dinosaur Man riots, he has harvested more than 20 Tiger Wolves. Grade level weird card, and there are several Ghost level weird cards. A careful calculation, if he runs out of all the cards, he can properly rise to more than 20 ranks, which is a little exciting to think about. Master King. I have dug up the Velociraptor's body. Please check and accept the results of my work. When King returned to the side of Allosaurus, Allosaurus respectfully reported the results of his excavation, and the 2-meter corpse of the Velociraptor was neatly placed in front of King. Yes, not bad. King was overjoyed, and quickly reached out and touched the ragged corpse of the Velociraptor. Ding. Congratulations to the host for getting a 3-star free card Velociraptor. He nodded in satisfaction, and started with another ghost-level free card. King seemed to be in a good mood with the eyes of Allosaurus, and he respectfully asked, Master King, what else can I do for you? Please don't hesitate to tell me, and I will do my best to help you finish it. King stared blankly at a slave like Allosaurus. He couldn't help being funny. The dignified ghost-level weirdo was so humbly in knee-deep. It was really a horrible thing in the world, and it was an unheard of rare thing. However, funny is funny, surprise is surprised, but how to solve the problem of Allosaurus? His brows are slightly furrowed, and it is impossible to collect as a pet. The system has clearly stated that unless he hatches a weird person, he cannot become a bound pet. If an Allosaurus cannot be bound to become a pet, he is afraid of Allosaurus. The guy with the brain rebels doesn't know when he will bite him back, so Allosaurus must not stay by his side. Kill? Stop making trouble. To kill Allosaurus, it is estimated that it will take a few ghost-level cards to succeed, and it will even take a dragon-level monster card to win. Leave it to the Heroes Association. After repeated consideration, he decided to hand the Allosaurus to the Heroes Association and imprisoned it in the weird prison at the headquarters of the association. The headquarters of the Heroes Guild, the weird prison was built by the Metal Knights. It is very sturdy and has a well-developed defense system that can hold ghost-level and lower-level strangers. Master King. Do you need a thug? Although my strength is not as good as a finger of yours, I can be your dog's leg. You see who is not pleasing to your eyes. I don't need you to do it. I will help you handle it. Master King. Do you need a mount? I can make a cow and a horse for you. The camel, you see thousands of waters and mountains, parades all over the world, and I walk very steadily. You will never feel a bump on my back. and my back is very wide, comfortable and soft. You must be very comfortable to sit on it. By any means, you can sit on my back. Long Jen. The Allosaurus babbled desperately to sell himself, for fear that he would be killed by the king because of his worthless use. Ding. The system has detected that a weird person is sincerely convinced by host, and he is willing to become host's mount. Ding. The system mount board is open. Ding. The system mount module is successfully opened. Does the host bind the mount to become your exclusive mount? The system suddenly jumped out a series of prompts. After King heard it, the corners of his mouth twitched, and he thought of the painful vaccine man. His original intention was to bring a ghost-level stranger by his side as a bodyguard. He never expected that he would be majestic after passing through the hands of the system. The vaccine man became a weak force that even he could not win. Not only did he fail to achieve his goal, but he had to work hard to upgrade the vaccine man. Now the system wants to give him a mount. He decided not to do it. He was tired of bringing a baby pet to upgrade, and he had to get angry with another baby on a mount. Besides, he can fly now. Do I need a mount to drive? Although his current flying speed is not very fast, he can improve as he upgrades, and one day he can reach or even surpass the tornado flying speed. What's the use of the mount at that time? Moreover, the Allosaurus is so big that if you ride on the street, you may step on the street, cause traffic jams, and annoy the people. What's more, his home is not a grassland forest. Where can there be a place to raise Allosaurus? More importantly, to raise a carnivorous creature weighing several tons, he needs to spend a lot of money to buy fresh meat every day. He said that he is not a local tyrant and has no money left to support it. If it's a velociraptor, you can consider it. After all, the velociraptor is small and fast, making it an excellent mount. Unfortunately, the velociraptor has already killed himself. It makes him a little regretful, and I don't know if there are other runners. The fast dinosaurs survive. Maybe you can look for them. If you find other agile dinosaurs, you can try to tame them into mounts. He thought about it. After all, he thought that there was no value in using Allosaurus as a mount. Therefore, he ignored the gracious Allosaurus, nor did he instigate him to accept the mount-bound system, and directly took out his mobile phone to call the Heroes Association headquarters. Prepare to notify the Heroes Association to collect the corpse and pull away the babbling Allosaurus. The junction of J City and M City. Rumble. There were loud noises of footsteps among the mountains. After a while, on a mountain peak, Hammond stood proudly on the top of the peak, looking down at the tiny world. King. Where should I find you? It stared at the looming high-rise buildings in M City in the distance. After thinking for a moment, its eyes narrowed slightly. Maybe it can be targeted at his heroic identity. It smiled faintly, and jumped down from the mountain a few hundred meters high, whirring. A gust of wind blew, it crashed to the ground and stepped on the mountain bag under the peak. Boom. After a blasting sound, smoke and dust flew up, the rocks smashed into the air, the birds and beasts scattered in panic, and the mountains were in chaos. After a while, the smoke and dust dissipated. Huo-Ran disappeared from the 10-meter-high mountain bag. 2 large pits appeared in the place where the mountain bag originally stood, and 2 buses can be buried by visual inspection. If you look down from a high altitude, you can clearly see the so-called 2 deep pits, which are actually 2 footprints of Tyrannosaurus rex. Hammond ignored the situation of the mountain packs and drove quickly towards the refuge in M City. He has lived in M City for many years and knows all about the iconic buildings in M City. What's more, the refuge has frequently appeared in the news in recent years. Already familiar with the location of the refuge. The dinosaurs rioted. According to the situation of weird invasions in the past, most residents of M City should have escaped into the refuge specially built by the Heroes Association. Oh, King, as a hero, if the citizens of the refuge are attacked, will you come here? Hee hee, my old man is waiting in the refuge, to take your life. Angel sprint. Angel sprint. Angel sprint. At the junction of J City and M City, the sexy prisoner rushed forward in an athlete's running posture. The running under his feet stirred up dust on the ground, causing a long smoke screen to float on the ground, like a plane passing through the clouds. Markov. Hey, we're in M City. After running for half an hour, he saw that the signs on the street were all written in City M, and he immediately understood that he had arrived in City M. The streets had already been empty, cars were staggered, houses were cluttered, and the ground was full of paper, crumbs, parcels and other items. Where is that ghost-level weirdo? It should still be dangling in L City. After all, how can its speed be compared to me who is chasing beautiful men? He breathed a sigh of relief. took out the phone and prepared to find the latest trace information of the ghost-level monsters that appeared in L City. Roar. At this moment, a low beast roar suddenly came out not far from the street. Boom. Boom. Some scattered crashes and collapses sounded one after another. The first squad attracts the hatred and attention of the weirdos, the second squad fires the eccentrics, and the third squad serves as a backup force, ready to take over the wounded members of the first and second squad to kill the eccentrics at any time. The first team understands. The second team received. The third team understands. On the other side of the street, more than 30 loud voices answered all together, with an aura and sadness that looked like death at home. Brothers, we are poor people. Our closest relatives died tragically at the hands of weirdos. We are also abandoned people. We are left behind by our relatives and friends, living alone in the world, suffering the tragedies of the past alone. Weirdos have destroyed our homes, let our wives disperse, and our families are destroyed. These pains are deeply carved into our bones, making us pain all night, unforgettable forever. When the weird came, we also dreamed that the heroes would fall from the sky to save us. However, the heroes we worshipped and admired did not come. We watched our loved ones die in the hands of the weird, except for hoarse shouts and grief. We are so incompetent and weak. Heroes are no longer a force that we can rely on and trust. From today on, we must fight for ourselves. With our own strength, we will eliminate the vicious weird people and bring peace to the world. Kill the weirdo. We are our own heroes. The sadness in our hearts is our most powerful force. Without the association of heroes, we can kill monsters ourselves. Captain Axel, we listen to you, we have to fight for ourselves. In front of the weird, there stood a group of men in black and white combat uniforms. They had grim expressions and waved and shouted fiercely, as if they were about to sweep away the depression in their hearts. Remember our team name Hunter Self-Defense Force, we are the Hunters of Monsters. In front of the men, standing a heroic man wearing a black long-sleeved t-shirt, a coat and a white vest, white gloves, and white knee pads combat pants. He is the founder and captain of the Self-Defense Force Axel. Axel's face was heavy, and he used passionate speeches to arouse everyone's hatred of weird people and the courage to face weird people. Hunter. 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 The men uttered huge roars, as if focusing their energy on the soundtrack, and their voices were loud and thunderous. Roar. The roar of the members of the Hunter Self-Defense Force caught the attention of the dinosaurs. The dinosaurs crashed and destroyed the obstacles that blocked the road. The members of the Hunter Self-Defense Forces were immediately exposed to the sight of the dinosaurs. Hunters, hunting time is up. Axel, the captain of the Self-Defense Forces, stared at the strange man, raised his right hand, paused for a few seconds, and waved it down. Action. Kill. The hunters of the Self-Defense Force held their weapons to culminate at the dinosaurs. The hunters of the first squad held steel balls and chains of various lengths, which were 10 meters long, 20 meters long, and 40 to 50 meters long. Depends on individual strength and group tactics. They constantly waved the iron chain with the ball, and threw it towards the neck, calf, forelimb and tail of the dinosaur according to Axel's command. The strips around it turned a few times, tightly tied. Kill. After the hunters saw the iron chain tied to the target part of the dinosaur, they each pulled the iron chain. Even if the dinosaur was as strong as a tiger-level weirdo, he was caught off guard and was dragged by the hunters. Da. The dispersed second squad had already launched a fire attack. The submachine guns, sniper rifles and other firepower weapons in the hands of the hunters all shot at the weak spots of the dinosaurs, such as the eyes and abdomen. Roar. What? The roars of the dinosaurs and the screams of the hunters were quickly intertwined, reverberating continuously in the empty streets, playing into a poignant heroic movement. Roar. 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 After the dinosaurs suffered pain, they roared, their tails swung, their necks twisted, their calves kicked and kicked, trying to get rid of those annoying iron chains, but the hunters clenched the iron chains tightly to prevent the dinosaurs from escaping. Roar. After going back and forth, the dinosaur man suddenly fell into a frenzy. No matter the chains, his head lowered and slammed into the hunter's concentration. Two sharp horns smashed the building behind the hunter unstoppably. Shang overturned the building. What? After the house collapsed, several hunters who didn't avoid it in time were suppressed. Boom. The battle continues. Add 3 people to the first team and attack the target, the neck of the dinosaur. The first team spread out according to the drill positions to reduce casualties. The second team increased firepower to attack the injured location of the dinosaur, and strive to shoot the dinosaur in the fastest time. Axel was in command. calmly targeting the weaknesses of the dinosaurs, expanding the dinosaurs' injuries little by little, and striving for an early victory. Damn reptile, you actually bear the heart to hurt the young and strong boys. Unforgivable, you go to death. Boom. Just as the self-defense forces were fighting with the dinosaurs, a loud anger exploded like a muffled thunder, and immediately a sturdy figure fell from the sky and punched the head of the dinosaur who was struggling to get out of the trap. Boom. Roar. A muffled noise and a horrible howl sounded one after another. The dinosaur man's head was forcibly concave into a bowl shape, the skull shattered, and one eyeball the size of a ping-pong ball fell out. The entire face of the dinosaur was unrecognizable and terrible. After the dinosaur man screamed, his huge body shook a few times, and then fell down with a bang. The iron chain on his body clanked and banged, it hummed and screamed, and its body twitched from time to time. After half a minute, the dinosaur man finally fell silent, which meant that it was completely dead. Young boys, make an appointment. After the sexy prisoner punched the dinosaur to death, he stood facing Axel and others sideways, turned his head in the direction of Axel and others, smiled, bent his right leg, raised his heel, bent his right arm to make a fist, and fist. With your heart facing upwards, hold your right wrist with your left hand, and forcefully contract your chest, deltoid, biceps and forearm muscles to make a standard side-spanning chest and bodybuilding muscle display movement, showing his strong and large biceps. Incisively and vividly. Silent. Axel and the others stared at the dinosaur man who fell to the ground in a daze, and then looked at the sexy prisoners who were glaring at them strangely. They were all silent, and the chains in the hands of the first team clanged and dropped. On the ground, a strong sense of frustration flooded their hearts and drowned their minds. This was a frustrating result. They worked so hard for a long time, and the dinosaurs were still alive and well. However, the dinosaurs who were so powerful for them were easily solved with a punch by the sexy prisoners, and the strength gap was deeply pierced. It hurt their hearts. Hey, did you agree to my date invitation by default? The sexy prisoner changed his triceps lateral extension, straightened his right arm, clasped his right and left hands behind his body, and contracted his right triceps and right shoulder deltoid muscles to show his most masculine side. Come out. Sexy prisoner. Axel stared at the sexy prisoner who frequently showed muscles and chuckled softly. You deserve to be an S-rank hero, and a dignified monster is no match for your punch. This is the result of working hard to build muscle, and it is also the strength that a masculine hero should have. The sexy prisoner saw Axel take the initiative to talk to him, his face was happy, and he changed his arms from both sides of the body to bend the elbows and forcefully stretch the double biceps movement, trying to make himself look full masculine charm. Hero. Huh. Axel laughed mockingly. It is rumored that every time you execute justice, you always escape from prison, smashing a big hole in the prison wall almost every time. After you return, the government always has to allocate funds. Repair the damaged location of the prison. I heard that in 2 years, the government has allocated 300 million yuan to repair the hole in the wall that you smashed into. Oh, your appearance fee, as a hero is really high. Hunters, go away. After he finished speaking, he didn't look at the confused sexy prisoner again, and left with the hunter self-defense force. Ding ding. The hunters weakly dragged the chains behind Axel, dragging their bodies slowly and forcefully like walking dead. 5 minutes later. Axel stopped, glanced at the frustrated hunter member, with an angry face, and shouted. What are you doing with your head down? Frustrated. Frustrated. Huh, ridiculous. What right do we have to be frustrated? What is it? Qualifications frustrated. Why are we standing here? It is precisely because of our incompetence and weakness that we watched our loved ones die in the hands of weirdos, but we were powerless. We are a group of losers. The death of relatives and friends is because we are weak, so we got together, gathered everyone's strength, and worked together to deal with weird people. Captain, even if we gather the power of so many people, it still can't compare to the punch of a hero. We are too incompetent. Obviously I work hard and want to kill weird people, but why am I so weak? Why? Woo. We are just a bunch of ants, no matter how much we gather, what's the use? The hunter members of the self-defense force were downcast. Most of them seemed to have lost their souls, standing in despair on the street, rickety, listless, and dejected. This is the reason for your frustration. A ridiculous excuse. Axel yelled angrily. Yes, we are weak, and even if we are separated, no member may be as powerful as a C-rank hero, but ants can bite more. Death Elephant. I believe that as long as we cooperate sincerely and work together, no matter how weak we are, We can kill powerful weirdos, for our loved ones who died, for our lost happiness, and for us never to return. Anning's revenge. We want to avenge the weirdo. Revenge. As Axel yelled hysterically, the hunter's godless eyes regained their brilliance, their fists were clenched, and the scene of the weirdo killing their loved ones continued to reverberate in their minds. Yes, we can't just admit defeat, we are not dead yet, we must continue to fight and kill all the weirdos. We want revenge, we want to blame people for going to hell to confess to our loved ones. I want to personally send those ugly guys to Wangchen to be a cow and a horse for my daughter. The hunters roared, their fighting spirit returned to them again, even stronger than before, their eyes seemed to burst into sparks, and their chests seemed to hide a volcano, which might erupt at any time. Hunters, the battle is not over yet, no, it should be said that our battle has just begun. Axel looked at the high-spirited hunter members. He smiled and said loudly, the dinosaur people still have remnants. Hunters, the hunting time is not over, we go. Roar. The hunter members roared and shouted in unison, go, kill, kill, kill. Axel nodded with satisfaction. This is the self-defense force he really wants to see. It is high-spirited and not afraid of death. However, even if the members of the self-defense force are aggressive, they still cannot avoid one of the biggest problems: strength. They are originally the stronger ordinary people, because their family members died at the hands of the weird, gathered together in grief and indignation to form a self-defense force that avenged the weird. Therefore, their individual strength is too weak after all. If we can improve everyone's strength, we can definitely hunt monsters with higher disaster levels. Well, how can we improve everyone's strength? Axel was in deep thought. Maybe he should talk to Mr. King. After all, he is the strongest man on the surface, and he must have a way to make everyone stronger quickly. Well, it was so decided. Mr. King, it's been a long time. Do you remember the thugs who kidnapped the teachers and students in the kindergarten more than a month ago? I said, we will meet again soon. I will visit you soon. Hey, gone? Hey, did you agree to my date invitation? Seeing that no one responded to his words, the sexy prisoners bowed their heads and left. He suddenly shouted anxiously, but unfortunately, the hunters' minds had already drifted elsewhere, and no one paid him any attention. This is. The date failed. His upright body suddenly became short, and his whole person instantly became decadent. My date invitation to the boys, it failed again. Attention residents of City M, and residents of City M. The ghost-level monsters in City L have officially invaded City M. Please go to the major refuges in City M to avoid the monsters. Our association will strive to eliminate the monsters in the shortest possible time. Everyone is patiently waiting for our news. Oops. Meeting the boy I like made me abandon everything else, completely forgetting that the purpose of my escape is to eliminate ghost-level weirdos. It's terrible. The sexy prisoner hurriedly ran up again, charging towards the ghost-level weird position given by the association. Who, Angel Dash, who, Angel Dash. Hammond stepped into M City and stared at his hometown. No, his hometown was in the Jurassic period. The buildings in front of him were nothing more than obscure rubbish that encroached on his hometown's land. All these rubbish should be destroyed and wiped out. Roar. He roared, his powerful body rammed into the ground of M City without hesitation, knocked over countless high-rise buildings, flattened many houses, and destroyed dozens of streets. Rumble. Everything he passed through was turned into a ruin, and the bustling streets of the past were withered at this moment, becoming riddled with blemishes. The nearest refuge should be the third refuge in M City. Hee. Respectable Mr. King. I made such a big noise, have you noticed me? M City is your hometown, you should care about it. After knowing my behavior, you should hate me deeply. You should come to chase me. Well, my old man. Waiting for you in the third refuge of M City, you. Don't let me. The elderly are disappointed, otherwise, the lives of the tens of thousands of humans in the refuge will be lost. He smiled slightly, and his huge body turned to the direction of the third refuge of M City, and savagely rushed past, and any buildings blocking him in front of him became wreckage. His running speed is not fast or slow, compared to the short distance of the third refuge. His speed is obviously extremely fast. In just 10 minutes, he has come to the vicinity of the refuge. That semicircular building should be a refuge, right? Hammond stared at the semicircular building tens of meters away, which was the third refuge in M City. The refuge is 30 meters high and looks like an inverted bowl. The semicircular steel ceiling on the 10-meter high wall has dense small circles, which are the vents of the refuge. It seems that the Heroes Association has spent a lot of money to build a refuge. Tisk. The defensive structure outside is probably a lot of money, let alone other high-tech system installations. It's a lavish building. It's a pity. It's almost in ruins. He commented on the refuge for 1 or 2 sentences, and then hurriedly approached. Such a big refuge, there should be tens of thousands of humans in it. Hey, these humans are going to be my captives and bait. King, will your big fish take the bait? Well, King, hurry up and bite the bait. I can't wait to kill you. Listen to the weird guy in front. I am the 13th B-level hero super police Autobot, and a righteous people's policeman. Please stop the riot immediately, give up resistance, surrender immediately, and strive for leniency. In front of Hammond's land, there is a robot standing with a silver metallic luster. His wrists and ankles are made up of 2 wheels. There are 2 machine guns on the wheels. The palms extending from the wheels are holding a steel baton. The head is the head of a car. The lights are the eyes. The forehead is inlaid with the unique police emblem of the World Police. The red and blue police lights are on both sides of the chest, and a license plate Police M110 is hung on the crotch. His face was serious, a truncheon more than 1 meter long pointed at Hammond, who was approaching, and issued a loud warning. Click. Hammond leapt across the inner city river. His sturdy feet happened to step on the Super Police Autobot. A small broken sound was made, and the standing Super Police Autobot suddenly fell apart and fell to the ground. Hey, it seems to be stepping on something incredible. Hammond raised his foot questioningly and looked at the ground, and found a pile of broken parts, including car heads, license plates, wheels, etc. Well, it's a car. Listen to the weird guy in front. I am the 13th B-level hero Super Police Autobot, and a righteous people's policeman. Please stop the riot immediately, give up resistance, surrender immediately, and strive for leniency. The broken head of the car still kept ringing the programmed police lines. Oh, it's a robot. I'm really sorry. My old man is getting older and has a lot of old problems, such as heart disease, high blood pressure, high blood sugar, etc. Of course, it also includes dim eyes and back of ears. I didn't hear you just now. I accidentally stepped on you, sorry. My old man has something to do, so I can't send you to the repair shop. You can wait for death by yourself, goodbye. Hammond glanced at the wreckage of the Super Police Autobot in surprise, teased, and continued to rush towards the shelter. You weak humans, obediently become my bait. City A. Heroes Association Headquarters. The Minister of Report. According to the latest information, Hammond is moving in the direction of the 3rd refuge, and his target may be the citizens in the refuge. Maria reported to CIC with a pretty face. What? Siki shook his whole body. Does Hammond want to kill humans? No. If he wants to slaughter humans, he has already committed a mass murder in L City, so why run all the way to M City? There must be other purposes. Investigate clearly as soon as possible. Yes. Maria retired with orders. Collison, check the location of the sexy prisoner, how far it is from Hammond, and contact him by the way, asking him to speed up and kill Hammond before the 3rd refuge is destroyed. Now it is too late to evacuate the citizens of the refuge, and can only hope that the sexy prisoner will be faster and reach the 3rd refuge before Hammond. Clear. Collison pushed his glasses and nodded solemnly. Jingle bell. Just as the atmosphere in the war room was serious because Hammond was about to attack the citizens of the refuge, the silence was broken by the ringing of the telephone. Huh. King? Siki stared at the phone number marked King on the big screen. He smiled and hurriedly answered, Mr. King, your call came too timely. Don't gossip, there is a ghost-level monster Tyrannosaurus dinosaur. We are quickly approaching the 3rd refuge in M City, and the lives of tens of thousands of people hiding in it are threatened. Mr. King, can you rush to the refuge and sniper the Tyrannosaurus Rex to protect the safety of the citizens? Huh? Let me snipe the Tyrannosaurus monster who invaded M City? As far away as King in the city of M just dialed the phone number of the association, he has not yet made a request for the imprisonment of Allosaurus. Who knows that Ziki directly gave him the task of sniping the weirdo? He suddenly looked dazed, and subconsciously refused. Don't go. No time, I am destroying the ghost-level weird trio, and you come and go with the Allosaurus in it, and the battle is vigorous, and there is no way to deal with other ghost-level weirdos. Allosaurus with a pleasing expression. Silent. What a battle of you come and I die. Siki frowned as he listened to King's words on the phone. Well, King, your side seems to be very quiet, it's not like you are in a fierce battle? That. King's mouth twitched, his face full of embarrassment. Rumble. At this moment, the sound of houses collapsing sounded one after another, resounding like thunder. Roar. King. How dare you kill my brother's earthquake dragon and velociraptor? I'm fighting with you. Allosaurus had been listening to King's phone, vaguely hearing 6 words, clever. He immediately smashed the house next to him with a paw, and at the same time pretended to roar, creating the illusion of a battle. What? King, you have killed the 2 ghost-level monsters, earthquake dragon and velociraptor. Zeke took a breath of air conditioning. It was only a long time before King had already cleaned up 2 ghost-level dinosaurs, plus the Ankylosaurus ghost-level weirdo not long ago. King killed him in just a few hours. With 3 ghost-level weirdos, he is really a powerful man. Wow. Mr. King killed 2 ghost-level weirdos again, too powerful. There is Mr. King in M. City, no weird person can't make waves. Ghost-level weirdos are just stronger ants for King, right? The strongest man on the surface, terrifying. King's call was answered in public. Therefore, all the staff in the war room heard the conversation between Siki and King. They stared in shock at King's record of killing 3 ghost-level weirdos. His face was full of surprise. King silently glanced at the Allosaurus with a flattering expression. What a nonsense. The movement made by Allosaurus to please King caused the war room to instantly quiet down. Everyone's eyes widened, and their faces were full of wonder, admiration, and awe. Zeke took a deep breath to calm his excitement. However, after he calmed down, he suddenly thought of a question. King was fighting with Allosaurus. How could he call us at any time? Furthermore, how did King answer the phone with the phone in his hand, and how did he fight the Allosaurus? He was shocked, thinking of a possibility, and exclaimed, King, how did you make a free call? Did you call us while fighting the weird man with one hand? If this is the case, then King is really terrible. He only uses one hand to deal with dignified ghost-level weirdos. Just think about this scenario. His scalp is numb. King's strength is so terrible that he regards ghost-level weirds as ants. To the point? Although the previous record makes people guess that King killed all weirdos with one punch, it is a ghost-level weirdo. In the case where god-level weirds have never appeared, and dragon-level weirds are rare, ghost-level weirds are almost the peak of the weird group. But it is a ghost-level monster who is so powerful that it scares humans. In front of the King, he is as weak as an ant, and the strength of the King is really frightening. The attention of the staff was attracted by Siki's screams. They were shocked, their faces were shocked, and their ears were quickly erected to listen to King's answer intently. King scratched his head in embarrassment. How can he get rid of this panic? As soon as Allosaurus saw that he had another opportunity to make a contribution, he immediately took the initiative to solve King's problems, hissing loudly. King, you damn it. One punch killed my earthquake dragon brother. Another punch killed my velociraptor brother. Now again fighting with me with one hand. You are insulting me. Damn it. You are clearly 100 times stronger than me. Why do you want to play with me? How about your strong temperament? If it's a man, it's like killing me. 2 brothers punch me to death. What? Do you want to subdue me? Haha. Although the strength of my Allosaurus is not as good as your hair, I think I am also a strong one, and I cannot give in. To you, King, kill me. At least let me retain a trace of dignity. King held his mobile phone and watched the Allosaurus performance. These years, even the dinosaurs are acting. Hiss. There was a squeaking sound of air conditioning in the battle room, and everyone was shocked. The strength of the King made the ghost-level weirds desperate to the point of voluntarily giving up resistance and life. This kind of scene is too exciting for people's minds. Although there are several S-rank heroes who can kill the ghost level in seconds, but the only one who can make the ghost level weird despair by virtue of strength and momentum is King, and this one. The strongest man on the surface, King, worthy of the name. Siki took a deep breath and forced down those complex emotions such as shock and awe. He calmly said, King, please quickly solve Allosaurus and go to the 3rd refuge in M. City, although the sexy prisoners have already arrived at the refuge. But, I'm afraid that sexy prisoners will not be able to stop the Tyrannosaurus dinosaur's footsteps. Therefore, on behalf of the citizens of the 3rd refuge, I beg you to go to the refuge to stop the weirdos and save their innocent lives. Well, you said that the sexy prisoner has arrived in City M and is sniping the Tyrannosaurus dinosaur man. King's eyes lit up. Well, I know. Once the battle on my side is over, I will rush away. If there is security, he doesn't mind taking a trip to volley the weirdo and cheer on the sexy prisoners on the sidelines. Allosaurus, lie down. He figured it out in a while. There are sexy prisoners, plus his ghost-level freak cards, enough to clean up a ghost-level freak. Roar, obey orders. Allosaurus hurriedly fell down 7 or 8 meters high, and breathed a sigh of relief. As long as it is valuable to King, my life should be woo-you. King touched the back of the Allosaurus. It was a bit cold. He pushed his palm against the back of the Allosaurus and slammed over and sat directly on the back of the Allosaurus. Go. Go to the third refuge. Yes. Allosaurus replied in a low voice, narrowing his billiard-sized eyes. Is it a Tyrannosaurus dinosaur? That should be the doctor. Maybe. I don't need to be humiliating and flattering, King. Boom. With strange thoughts in its mind, its heart suddenly became hot, and its feet moved sharply, using 12 cents of strength to drive towards the third refuge in M. City. Enchanting freedom, here I am. Rumble. The sound of Hammond running was as loud as thunder, echoing through the streets. The Association of Heroes hasn't even announced that I will attack the third refuge. Hey, it seems that I need my old man to trample on the refuge and kill tens of thousands of people before the association will pay attention to me. Well, I hope the association will be here. When the hero is dispatched, the king who is guarding the city of M can be transferred to kill me. That would be perfect. Of course, if the king does not come, then I will continue to destroy until the king comes. He grinned and pulled out a grinning grin. Angel sprint, hurry up, the boys are not hurt, it's great. Just as Hammond was about to attack the refuge, a strong figure sprang out in front of him and stopped between him and the refuge. Hey, ugly, don't want to destroy the refuge and hurt the boys inside, I never allow it. The sexy prisoner gasped slightly, staring at Hammond. His muscles bulged quietly, and he was already accumulating his strength to fight. A hero. Haha, the old man has heard of you. Well, a group of people who have the responsibility to protect the people and eliminate weird people. Hammond stopped, his headlight-sized eyes staring at the sexy prisoner who was blocking the road. After thinking for a while, he smiled and said, "You stopped me. Do you think I'm a weirdo?" No, I think you treat the weirdo. There is a big mistake in the definition of, and there is a great misunderstanding of the weirdos. Have you ever thought that we are actually all intelligent beings, and we can all live in peace, just like in the Universe Alliance? Aliens of different races people unite to form a Universe Alliance, work together to build a better universe, and eliminate all other evils that destroy our homes. Besides, we dinosaurs are not born to be dinosaurs. We are willing to upgrade to dinosaurs because we love dinosaurs. Humans, in essence, we are still humans. To be precise, we are just humans with special hobbies. In fact, we differ from you like blacks and whites, except that there are some differences in appearance and preferences. In fact, we are also human beings. We can live together peacefully and build a better world together. Hammond babbled like an old man that Chase describes the beautiful world where humans and weirdos live in peace. Peaceful coexistence. The sexy prisoner squeezed his chin and nodded thoughtfully. There was some truth to it. With more frequent weird invasions, peaceful coexistence between humans and weirdos might not be an effective way to solve weird problems. In fact, due to the more frequent weird invasions, the shortage of heroes has become more and more prominent. In order to solve the problem of the scarcity of heroes, the Heroes Association actively promotes the meaning and glory of heroes and attracts more elites to join. On the other hand, they have long been imprisoned. The weird man in the prison started an experiment aimed at controlling the weird man. If the experiment is successful, perhaps in the future humans and the weird man can really achieve limited, peaceful coexistence. As for Hammond's proposal, it simply doesn't work now, because human beings believe in, those who are not from our race will have different hearts. There is only one way to break the creed of mankind: conquer. Only when weirdos conquer mankind will humans be willing to get along with weirdos on an equal footing, just like the Kingdom of Heaven and the 8 countries in Europe and America in modern times. So, Hammond looked at the agitated sexy prisoner, his eyes narrowed, his sturdy feet suddenly lifted, and he stepped the unsuspecting sexy prisoner into the dirt with one foot. A trace of mockery flashed in his eyes. Only stupid seriously consider the enemy's proposal during the battle, damn gay. However, when Hammond thought that when the sexy prisoner was dead, he made a toothless noise under the soles of his feet, and his sturdy feet were gradually lifted. Huh. Didn't you die? His huge head dropped slightly, staring at the soles of his feet, and a tingling sensation came from the soles of his feet, and he could clearly notice that there was a palm of his hands supporting the soles of his feet. Hey, I will only die on the bed of the boy I like, but not under the crotch of your bad old man. The sexy prisoner gave a strong support. After opening a little space, he immediately kicked his feet, leapt back, and escaped from Hammond's smelly feet. Very good, full of the breath of a strong person. After the sexy prisoner settled down and stabilized his body, he twisted his neck and arms, making a clicking sound of joint rubbing. He pointed to Hammond. Damn old man, He should be recuperated in the nursing home when he is old. Maybe he can wake up the second spring. Become an old handsome guy again, instead of running around with a dinosaur holster to cause us trouble. Hey, there is a bit of truth in what you said. My old man should indeed go to a nursing home to recuperate, but... The huge head under Hammond approached the sexy prisoner. The breath exhaled from his nose almost sprayed onto the sexy prisoner's body, and his mouth showed a dozen centimeters. Long sharp fangs. Which nursing home can take in me now? Of course there is, that is. The sexy prisoner stared at Hammond's head. The muscles of his right arm suddenly bulged and slammed a punch to Hammond, who was close in front of him. At the same time, he shouted, "Weird prison nursing home." Boom. There was a muffled sound, and a fist as big as a sexy prisoner's casserole hit Hammond's face firmly. Hammond's headlights stared at the sexy prisoner who kept his punching posture with his fist still on his face. "You want to beat my old man? Yo, will the hero bully the old man too? I can tell you. Well, I have various late-stage problems such as heart disease, high blood pressure, high blood fat, etc. If you scare me, I might lie down and ruin you." Long-winded. The sexy prisoner looked at Hammond, who hadn't reacted to his own punch. His heart tightened. This guy has such a strong defensive power. I can kill a tiger-level freak, but it has no effect on him. It seems that I have really met the strong. Hey, is this your attitude toward the elderly? As a hero, you should take the initiative to help the elderly who go out alone to cross the road. Hammond has a mental attack of the old naughty boy, and he can't help but molested the sexy prisoner. Help the old man cross the road. The sexy prisoner rained his fist on Hammond's face. I am so happy to help you cross Wangchen Road. Oh. Hammond raised his head again, out of the range of the sexy prisoner's attack. He took a few breaths. What a rude little guy. It hurts, my old man. There is even more pain. When Hammond raised his head, the sexy prisoner did not delay for a second, kicked hard under his feet, and threw himself into the air, his body slightly to his side, his arms raised, and his fists had already reached the peak. Boom. However, a sturdy tail swiftly flicked over, bringing a scream of wind and breaking wind, as if a plane flew by at low altitude, in the middle of the transformed sexy prisoner. Puff. In an instant, the sexy prisoner snorted, bowed into the shape of cooked shrimp, flew out and crashed into the tall building next to the refuge. Boom. 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 He shot away like a cannonball, smashing through 3 buildings one after another, before his body came to a halt. This is a courtesy exchange. You punch me a few times, I will sweep you a whip, it's fair. Hammond's ridicule followed. My old man is much more polite than you young people. The sexy prisoner is standing on the ground with one hand, with a solemn expression. Damn it. The force of the whip that I suddenly endured is unexpectedly large, making my body as strong as steel tremble and painful, but I can't admit defeat, and I can't let him destroy the boys in the refuge. No way. The sexy prisoner slowly stood up and assumed a rugby player ready to catch the ball. Transform. He squeezed his hands into fists and put them under his armpits, and a special effect 5-pointed star lit up on his chest. Then, a dazzling yellow light broke out from the stars and enveloped him. Enlighten. Transform. His biceps stretched forward and burst the prisoner's suit, shouting, "Sexy prisoner. Angel. Form." He was naked, his muscles were more prominent, and he was obviously stronger than before. Let me use the strongest state. Damn old man, make a death consciousness. He was short, and immediately kicked his feet, throwing himself into the air, spreading his hands in a hug shape, and a pair of special effects angel wings appeared behind him, and Shiratori hair fell in the sky like special effects, and he shouted, "Angel." Random hits. Boom. 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 He swooped in front of Hammond in an instant, and his violent fist hit Hammond like a violent storm. After a punch, he punched a dozen more punches in succession, punches to the flesh, and continued to send more than a dozen punches. Road muffled. Oh, you are really a tenacious little guy, an annoying little thing, and even a rude pervert. It hurts, my old man. Hammond stepped back slightly, smashing the street, leaving many footprints in the pit. He looked down at the sexy prisoner who was still punching quickly. Its 2 short forelimbs were folded into fists, like a urchin. Like a chuckle. Hey, continuous. Bawangchen. It learns the way of punching sexy prisoners, and punches the sexy prisoner hanging on its chest. Boom. 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 So a scene of the drama appeared. The sexy prisoner was just about to punch, and was suddenly beaten by Hammond's iron fist. His chest was tight for a moment, and his long breathing stopped instantly. He didn't lift it up, his face blushed, and worse. Yes, Hammond's powerful fist fell on him like raindrops, and the sandbags hanging from his entire portrait were let Hammond beat, without a trace of hope of resistance. Boom. In the end, Hammond narrowed his eyes, smiled slyly, and directed his fist towards the monster sanctuary in M City, and then hit the sexy prisoner with a full blow with a fist the size of a grinding plate. Puff. The sexy prisoner bowed and spit out blood, and his body was like a cannonball fired, blasting towards the refuge, and hitting the wall of the refuge in a moment. Boom. This violent impact directly broke through the hard walls of the refuge, exposing a gate-like hole on the wall of the enclosed refuge, allowing the citizens in the refuge to clearly see the head of Hammond's ferocious Tyrannosaurus. The third refuge in M City. Tens of thousands of people crowded inside, or sat on the ground, or walked away with anxiety, or sat in a daze. The sentient beings were in various forms, and more of them were noisy sounds, which made the refuge look very noisy. In the noisy atmosphere, there is an elegant classical music that soothes people's nervous state of mind. The administrator girl who was stationed here by the Heroes Association shouted loudly with a loudspeaker. "Citizens, please rest assured that this refuge was built by the Heroes Association with a huge amount of money. The craftsmanship is full of ultra-modern technology and protection. The super fortress of mankind." Her clear voice attracted the citizens who had sought refuge here. She continued to proudly introduce the technological content of the refuge. The outer layer of the refuge can withstand ultra-high temperatures through special treatment. Even if the molten slurry is spilled, the refuge cannot be destroyed. More importantly, the special outer layer can absorb any type of attack. Neither tanks nor missiles can destroy the specialized copper wall and iron wall. After her introduction to the refuge, the people's worried state of mind finally relaxed. Such a strong fortress, even ghost-level weirdos shouldn't be able to break it. In the various structures of the shelter, a biological monitoring system is installed at the entrance, so that only humans can pass safely. The weird person will be identified even if it is dressed up as a human. The liquid gas sprayed on the ceiling is a spray that is beneficial to human health. The classical music concerts will relax your body and mind and relieve your psychological pressure. When the shelter was constructed, the association took into account all aspects of the situation and installed various systems and structures. There were no loopholes from the outside to the inside. This is truly perfect. This third shelter is perfect. The fortress, before the weirdos are wiped out by the heroes. Please stay here with peace of mind. It is absolutely safe. The administrator girl humbly promoted the solidity and safety of the refuge, soothed the worried citizens, and expelled people's worries and doubts. After some speeches, people were completely relieved. Smiles bloomed on their tight faces, and they began to talk and laugh with relatives and friends, and no longer worry too much about the weird disaster outside. Isn't there a hero? We just need to wait until the heroes eliminate the weirdos. Their ideas were unexpectedly unanimous. Boom. However, just as they were expecting that the weird would soon be wiped out by the powerful heroes, the 10-meter-high wall of the refuge called the Copper Wall and Iron Wall burst through a big hole, and a severely injured figure fell to the ground. Sneer. The sexy prisoner's body rubbed more than 10 meters on the floor of the refuge before he could stop. His naked body was covered with bludgeoning black and purple scars. It was shocking and even more tragic. Under heavy punches, his whole body the swelling and pain, like a fat pig, has no human appearance. I am afraid that even his mother will not recognize it. The citizens in the refuge looked stupidly at the big hole opened in the bronze wall and iron wall. Their eyes shifted from the sexy prisoner to the administrator girl, the administrator sister. Is this what you mean by the copper wall and iron wall? Can it absorb any type of attack? Is it perfect? Can you explain what the hell is that big hole? Are you teasing us? The administrator girl looked at the big hole in the wall of the refuge in astonishment, with her mouth wide open, and said, We considered all kinds of attacks. There are energy attacks, missile attacks, and sword attacks, but only I have never considered a meat bomb attack. She obviously subconsciously defended the association. Normally, an iron wall that can resist missile attacks cannot resist physical attacks such as fists. It's just that this is an unreasonable world, and some people's physical attacks are horrifying, and it is natural to break through the small walls of the refuge. In fact, there has never been any data showing that the refuge can withstand the attacks of ghost-level weirdos. Everything is just the propaganda of the association. Roar. Just as the citizens were in a collective silence, they were awakened by a huge roar outside the cave. Weirdo is here. Everyone, run away. Mom, save me. Don't push me. There is no way ahead. The citizens screamed like ants on a hot pot and fled in terror. However, they suddenly discovered that there were no other intersections in the refuge and all exits were sealed. Administrator, quickly open the exit, I don't want to die. Quick. Open the exit, the weirdo is about to rush in, run away. The administrator girl looked at the angry citizens, stepped back in fright, crying and said, I can't open it. As long as the defense system of this refuge is activated, all exits will be automatically closed and sealed. So it's impossible to get out from the exit, except, unless it's the headquarters disarming the defense system, no. Otherwise we can't get out at all. What the hell is that? Tell the Heroes Association headquarters to disarm the defense system. Yes, I will call right away. The administrator girl called the headquarters in a panic. Boom. However, just at this moment, the big hole suddenly slammed into a prehistoric beast that was more than 10 meters high, Tyrannosaurus Rex. Hammond glanced at the fearful citizens and smiled slightly. Hello, my former compatriots, are you happy? Happy you are paralyzed. The citizens came up with the same thoughts in unison. They looked at Hammond as a hill with fear, and unconsciously retreated to the wall farthest from Hammond. Don't be afraid, I have no interest in killing you. Hammond sat down and shook the shelter. He twisted his neck, smiled, and said like an acquaintance. Oh, when the person is old, the activities are a little too intense, the whole body is exhausted, and all the old problems have been committed. Yes, you can tell me King, let him come as soon as possible, and say that I will wait for him for 3 hours and 1 minute late. This will be hell. He made some horrible remarks lightly, and the citizens shivered with fright. Click. At this moment, the sexy prisoner who had fallen down stood up swayingly, his whole body soft like swaying noodles. How could he fall so easily? He glanced at the frightened boys and felt a pain in his heart. He gritted his teeth and wiped the blood on his face indiscriminately. The boys are saving right in front of me. How can I fall down? He tried to straighten up his swollen body, panting hard, staring at Hammond. I will never allow you to hurt the cute boys. Hey, can you still stand up? Tenacious little guy, but. Hammond looked down at the wobbly sexy prisoner. He grinned. My old man doesn't have much time to pester you with such an impolite pervert, you just lie down quietly. As soon as the voice fell, his sturdy tail swept over and swept the weakened sexy prisoner against the wall, and a heavy bang sounded, and the sexy prisoner's body sank the iron wall into the wall and set it on the wall. Superior. Too weak. He squirmed his whole body a few times, gradually calmed down, and passed out into a coma. Boys, I'm sorry, I failed to protect you. Look, my old man has added a nice decoration to your sanctuary. Thank you so much. Then in return, you can tell King to save you soon, otherwise my old man can't help but save you all. Kill it for dinner. Quickly, who can inform Mr. King? Mr. King, come and save us. Only Mr. King can save us. The panicked citizens seemed to have grasped the last straw, and tried every means to notify King to destroy the weird people and save them from hell. City A. War room at the Heroes Association headquarters. What? The third refuge has been breached by the Tyrannosaurus dinosaurs. Sick listened in shock to the report from the sanctuary administrator girl. Wait a minute. Didn't the sexy prisoner catch up to stop the dinosaur man in time? The 16th of the S-class hero, sexy prisoner. We didn't see him. Oh, there is a hero who was seriously injured, but he has been beaten by the dinosaurs so badly that he can't recognize who it is. The only one the definite feature is that he is completely naked. The administrator girl answered very quickly. All naked? Siki was silent for a moment. He knew the fighting methods of the major S-class heroes. He immediately thought of the angel form of the sexy prisoner. The hero who was beaten by Hammond was a sexy prisoner. He was a little shocked, and a little bit unbelievable. Sexy prisoners are S-rank heroes. Even the last S-rank heroes have the ability to eliminate ghost-level weirdos alone. Sexy prisoners will be beaten by Hammond without fighting back. Force? This matter needs to be verified. Oh, yes, the badly injured hero said inexplicable things like never allow boys to be hurt, before he fell completely. Chi said silently, it seems that there is no need to verify, that the badly injured naked hero is definitely a sexy prisoner, and only he can shout such strange slogans among the heroes. How is the situation in the refuge now? Are the Tyrannosaurus Rex dinosaurs opening the killing ring? Don't worry, I immediately asked Jace to shut down the defense system and open the various exits. His face was dignified. The refuge was breached, and there must have been a river of blood flowing there, becoming a hell on earth. Old Hammond, damn it. Ah, that. The administrator girl said hesitantly, the shelter is fine for the time being, and the citizens are not in danger for the time being, but. But what? Ziki said anxiously. What is the situation in the refuge right now? You can tell me carefully. The Tyrannosaurus Rex dinosaurs guarded the only exit and told us to inform King to come within 3 hours, otherwise. Then all the citizens of the refuge will be killed. King. Six pupils shrank, and it turned out that Hammond's goal was King. Before, their association wondered why Hammond went to the L City and went straight to the M City. Now all the truth has come to light. Hammond from the beginning to the end. The ultimate goal is King, including the wanton destruction of M City and the attack on the third refuge. Everything is to lead King out. The other staff in the battle room were all shocked, full of surprise. The dinosaur man's target was actually the strongest man on the surface, King. Who gave it the courage to challenge King? Is this dinosaur impatient? With a serious face, Collison pushed his glasses. Minister, Hammond is so urgent to kill King, his purpose is nothing more than two. One is to avenge the dead Ankylosaurus and other dinosaurs, and the other is to wipe out the dinosaurs. As an obstacle to the rise of man, King is recognized as the strongest man and is the thorn in the eyes of all weirdos. King has become a banner to resist weirdos. As long as this banner does not fall, all weirdos will be in panic all day long. Therefore, Hammond has probably tried to knock down the heroic banner of King and move away the heavy mountain on the head of the weirdo. Shi Chihu asked. If King and Hammond fight, who do you think will win? Coulson smiled faintly. The two are not comparable. Siki chuckled, as long as Hammond doesn't hurt the citizens, then let him go to death. Maria and the others also laughed. Dare to challenge King specifically, that weird person is definitely old and confused. All the staff in the war room are full of confidence in King's strength, which is the absolute trust in King's strength accumulated from King's sturdy records in the tragic deaths of strangers. King is invincible. This is the consensus they have formed over the past 3 years. Report to the minister, the big thing is not good. While everyone was laughing easily, a staff member answered a phone call. His face changed greatly, and he hurriedly reported to Ziki. There is a reporter from M City TV in the third refuge. At this moment, M City TV is broadcasting live to the world. The situation in the city's third refuge has caused an uproar among people all over the world. What? Ziki's face changed and he ordered anxiously, quickly switch the big screen to the M City Weird channel. Yes. Knowing the seriousness of the matter, Maria quickly operated the computer to switch the big screen in the war room to the Weird channel of the M City TV station. Dear audience friends, you can see that my place is the third refuge in M City, which was built by the Heroes Association with a huge amount of money. As you can see, the shelter did not stop the impact of the ghost-level weird Tyrannosaurus Dinosaur Man. The Dinosaur Man asked Mr. King to be there within 3 hours, otherwise he would kill all of us. Come, let's interview the scene. Citizen. A reporter from the Weird channel of the M City TV station, Dale, talked to the camera. It's a coincidence that they were mixed into the refuge and planned to interview the residents of the refuge about the dinosaur invasion. They didn't expect to encounter it. Upper Hammond attacks the shelter. At the beginning, their reporter team was also terrified. However, when Hammond made it clear that they were not interested in them and did not attack the citizens, they gradually relieved and even had a bold idea to broadcast the weird invasion of the scene. Condition. On the one hand, such a stimulating scene will definitely increase the ratings of the program, and maybe after this battle, they immediately became popular. Their wages doubled, their benefits increased, their bonuses were softened, and they reached the pinnacle of their lives. On the other hand, they just happened. You can ask the world for help through live broadcast, and notify Mr. King or other S-level heroes to come and rescue them, and you can kill 2 birds with 1 stone. They discussed it a little bit, set up the equipment decisively, and embarked on an intense and exciting tour of the live broadcast of the weird invasion. Mr. King, can you watch our live broadcast? Please come and save us. No matter which hero it is, please hurry up and save us. Mr. King, come on, we are all waiting for you. Ziki and the others looked at the crying citizens on the big screen, their chests were blocked, and it was unspeakable. This was to expose the incompetence of the Heroes Association to people all over the world, and the Heroes Association's face was lost. Jingle bell. Jingle bell. Jingle bell. Since the report appeared, Ziki's cell phone has not been stopped, and the senior officials of the association have constantly called and asked him to suppress the matter in the shortest time and minimize the adverse impact on the association. Half a quarter of an hour later, Sik took a deep breath and calmly ordered. Jace, immediately contact M-City TV and ask them to withdraw the program to avoid panic in the world. The influence of the live broadcast of the TV station is too great, and it easily caused a serious bad influence on the Heroes Association. It is necessary to withdraw the TV station program in time to avoid the expansion of the bad influence. Yes, Minister. Jace said solemnly to contact M-City TV. Maria, immediately raise the disaster level of the Tyrannosaurus Rex dinosaur to Dragon. Remember, this time weird level broadcast is going to the whole world, not limited to the place where the disaster occurred. Hammond successively destroyed a small part of the city of L&M, plus defeated the S-Class heroic sexy prisoner, has been qualified to be promoted to the level of Dragon Disaster. Moreover, he must not let people all over the world think of a small ghost-level weirdos make the association so embarrassed. If it is a dragon-level weirdo, then it is reasonable to be able to break through the refuge, and it can slightly reverse the public's bad impression of the association. Dragon? Maria shook for a moment, then reacted and said loudly, "Yes, Minister." She turned to debug the weird alarms in major cities, preparing to broadcast the latest weird disaster levels. Coulson, contact King and Tornado and ask them to rush to the scene as soon as possible to eliminate the weird people. Remember, try to ensure the safety of the citizens. In the final analysis, only by eliminating Hammond as soon as possible can the storm completely calm down. The only S-ranked heroes in M-City are King, sexy prisoners, and the upcoming Tornado. Among them, the sexy prisoners have lost their combat effectiveness, so they only have I hope that the two trump cards of the association King and Trembling Tornado. Understood, Minister. Collison pushed his glasses, nodded solemnly, and turned to contact Tornado. After Zeke gave a series of orders, he slumped in his seat and rubbed his temples. Recently, weird disasters have occurred frequently, and the trust of the citizens in the association is getting lower and lower. If this continues, I am afraid that the citizens will abandon the Association of Heroes completely. After a while, Jace came back angrily. Minister, the person in charge of the M-City TV station refused to cancel the program, and said with confidence that their program complies with government regulations and we have no right to interfere with their program arrangements. Zeke was silent for a while, and said in a bitter voice, "They are right. We really don't have the right to interfere with their program arrangements. We are just a private organization, not the world government. We have no right." Even if the Heroes Association enjoys a great reputation, they cannot escape the fact that they are just civil organizations that enforce justice, not statutory agencies under the government. The operation depends on their own capabilities. If they operate well, the association can always exist and fail to operate. The association was soot scattered. The reality is so cruel. The Association of Heroes has resisted the weirdos for many years. The government has never injected a penny into them. The funds for operation are all sponsored by themselves, so as to raise funds from the people. The citizens complain that they have become the bodyguards of the rich. Who has thought about their difficulties? They have no choice. If the association is to continue to operate, it can only rely on the sponsorship of the rich. After all, the public funds are too small. Jace also showed a sad look on his face. The sadness is similar to that of a martyr who has been loyal to his country but has been scolded by thousands of people. Minister, what should we do next? Zeke said meaningfully. Let him go. Live broadcasts all over the world can ruin our Heroes Association, and it can also make us more famous. Jace was stunned for a while, thinking carefully for a while, and his heart moved. Minister, you mean King and Tornado? Zeke nodded slightly. I hope the two of them can win the battle more beautifully. Q City. People are very concerned about the weird invasion that occurred in the third refuge of M-City. Isn't M-City a city guarded by King? How come weird people raged over and over again? The last weird prison riot. This time the dinosaurs invaded. Isn't King known as the strongest man? King has tried his best. Didn't you listen to the report just now? King ran around and killed 3 ghost-level dinosaurs in a row. There are really too many ghost-level weirdos this time. Mr. King doesn't have clone technique, so he loses his mind. It's normal. Fortunately, our Q City is protected by the police dogman. No matter how powerful weird people are, they can't run rampant in Q City. Is that dinosaur upgraded by a fool? He took the initiative to provoke King? Who knows? Maybe I was tired of life and wanted to die a little greater, so I went to Mr. King. City Z. As a city where weird things happen most frequently, the citizens here are numb to weird invasions, and they complain more about the incompetence of the Heroes Association. The Heroes Association is becoming more and more incompetent, and the previous weirdos have not been so arrogant. Oh. Most of the urban weird legends in the Book of Heroes come from our no man's land in Z City, but the no man's land is going to be abandoned, and the association has not sent anyone to investigate the situation of the weird in the no man's land. The Association of Heroes has fallen. People in cities B, F, K and other major cities are paying great attention to the scene of the third refuge in M City. While discussing the situation enthusiastically, they are also very curious. King will appear in time and kill the weird, and protect the citizens? Just as the citizens smash the seeds to watch the show, the weird siren in the center of the city suddenly sounded. Citizens, please pay attention. Citizens, please, in view of the fact that the ghost-level monsters that appeared in the third refuge of M City have successively damaged the urban areas of L City and M City, and have reached the level of dragon-level disasters, the association hereby officially raises its disaster level. It's a dragon. It is broadcast again. Citizens, please pay attention. Citizens, please pay attention, in view of the fact that the ghost-level monsters that appeared in the third refuge of M City have continuously damaged the urban areas of L City and M City, and have reached the level of dragon-level disasters, the association hereby declares its disasters. The level is officially promoted to dragon level. Wow. The whole people were in an uproar. The Tyrannosaurus dinosaur who they thought was a ghost-level weirdo became a dragon-level weirdo, and the situation became more complicated. Over the city M. A transport plane was passing by quickly, and the association's announcement was also heard. The pilot was shocked. Master Tornado, the disaster level of that dinosaur is raised to. Click. Before the pilot had finished speaking, there was a sound of broken glass. He looked back in amazement, and a fast green light flashed outside the windshield of the cab. The dragon-level weirdo belongs to me, King, you are sure to lose. The pilot looked at the tornado in surprise. Just as he was about to catch up, the plane lost weight suddenly. He was shocked. Oops, the airflow rushed into the plane. He decisively pressed the parachute button, and his whole body flew out of the driver's cab, swooping, and then opened the parachute, floating slowly in the air. Within the city of L. A vague figure passed quickly across the street, and when the announcement of the Heroes Association sounded, the figure stopped abruptly. Saitama scratched his face. Ah. Did that weird man go to M City again? He took it out of his body and took out a M City supermarket sale leaflet from a stack of supermarket sale leaflets. His face was full of joy. There is a supermarket in M City for sale. Take a walk and fight the weirdo, by the way. Allosaurus, stop. Riding behind the Allosaurus and rushing to the third refuge, King suddenly heard the association's announcement and hurriedly stopped the Allosaurus. Silent. Allosaurus cautiously asked, Mr. King, shall we turn around and return? King was silent and entangled. This F*K cheat, the ghost-level weirdo has been upgraded to the dragon-level weird, which means that even if he rushes away, he is not sure to kill the weird, and it may even be counter-killed by the weird. Allosaurus was observing his words. Before he waited for King to speak, he took the initiative to turn his body, although he could not wait to throw King at the feet of the doctor, but now others are under the eaves and have to bow their heads, let alone show the slightest sign of rebellion. Hey, where are you going? Allosaurus ran to awaken the thinking King, and he sighed slightly. I'm going to the third refuge, and you are running the other way. Huh? Mr. King, are you going to the third refuge? You have beaten the Tyrannosaurus Rex? Allosaurus was very surprised and a little excited, but King took the initiative to ask to go to the refuge, and took the initiative to send himself to the doctor's fangs. King did not answer. He stared at the front. Alas, a hero by luck is also a hero. How can he escape from the battle knowing that the citizens are in danger? The hero does not have to stop the weirdo, but must stand in front of the weirdo to stop the weirdo. He took a deep breath, his face solemn. Saitama, where are you? I always miss you. Boom. Allosaurus ran unrestrainedly, wishing to reach the third refuge in the next second, and let the doctor slash the bastard King. He sprinted as hard as he could, and he reached the third refuge in M City within a few minutes. King looked at the refuge right in front of him, with a little urge to kill Allosaurus. Why are you running so fast, rushing to reincarnate me? Roar. After the Allosaurus approached the refuge, it roared, and immediately before King could react, he slammed his body, and King sitting on his back was caught off guard and was thrown to the refuge. Hammond, who was standing in front of the big hole, hammered his tired waist and legs while complaining that he was old, and all kinds of problems such as heart disease, rheumatism, etc. appeared. Even if he became a dinosaur, these old problems still followed stubbornly, babbling like an old man. Oh, he was an old man. Huh? Allosaurus? At this moment, he suddenly heard the roar of Allosaurus. His eyes lit up. King? Did Allosaurus actually send King? The cells all over his body became excited in an instant, suddenly got up, smashed the floor of the refuge with one foot, turned around and came to the big hole, staring at the flying black shadow in front of him. Allosaurus, I'm going to kill you, skewered and grilled. King's body flies like a parabola in the air, and the situation right now is as if he is walking on the road and being pushed by someone. Even if he can fly, he can't control his flying stature for the time being. He watched him fall to the ground. In the midair not far in front of Hammond, for the Allosaurus, he wanted to cut the Allosaurus into a string and grill, sprinkle some cumin, and eat it when it was half ripe, without vomiting the bones. King, you are finally here, my old man waited so hard for you. Hammond looked at King emotionally. That's right, this man, known as the strongest man on the surface, King, is the biggest obstacle to the rise of my dinosaur family. As long as he is removed, the rise of my dinosaur will be greatly reduced. Resistance. Hoo-hoo, he was breathing fast, and his heart was beating violently. The scene that seemed to see the rise of the dinosaurs deeply stimulated him, and made him refreshed and excited. King was able to stabilize his figure, and when he looked up, he saw a dinosaur grinning at him. His pupils suddenly shrank, a dragon-level freak. A Tyrannosaurus dinosaur. Hiss, he took a deep breath, and his expression tightened. He was not sure to defeat Hammond, even if he used the only 4-star monster card, he was not sure to clean up the Tyrannosaurus dinosaur. Such a thrilling scene made his heart throb and throb fast. Toot-toot. 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 A strange engine sound gradually sounded in the air, like a roar of a sports car or a roar of a fighter plane, connecting into one piece in the air, condensing the air and making the atmosphere of the scene dignified for an instant. Who? This sound. Well, so familiar. What is it called? By the way, the Emperor engine, the iconic sound of King Yu entering the fighting state. Oops, my old man's heart thumped and thumped. Hammond took a few breaths, grinned, and looked at King with a cold face. The blood in his whole body seemed to be poured into boiling water, and it boiled instantly, making him want to kill King, the strongest man. At the same time, the citizens of the refuge and the viewers watching the weird channel of the M-City TV station watched Hammond suddenly get up. They were nervously thinking that Hammond was waiting impatiently and preparing to kill. When the fire was purging, a stalwart figure fell from the sky, and at the same time glared at the dragon-level weird Tyrannosaurus dinosaur hockey, yelling, I'm going to kill you, skewered and grilled. Everyone who watched this scene was shocked, and only felt that there was a fire in their hearts as if it was about to explode, making their blood boil, and there was only one word in their whole body: burn, burn, burn. How many people from hockey can yell, I'm going to string you up and eat, to the dragon-level weirdo? How powerful is a person to despise dragon-level weird people so much? There is only one person, and this one person, that is the most powerful man on the surface, King. Toot-toot. 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 Ha, who, King's Imperial engine is activated. It shows that the King has entered a fighting state, and it's a good show. It's about to begin. Guess how many rounds that stupid dinosaur can hold in the hands of King. I guess it will die if it doesn't last a round. The citizens of the refuge and the audience in front of the TV held their breaths and stared at the King with wide-eyed eyes. This is a good opportunity to watch the King fight with his own eyes, especially the battle between the King and the dragon-level weirdo, which is a once-in-a-lifetime. Unforgettable. What moves will King use to kill the weirdo? King Flow Qigong Profound, meaning Purgatory Warrior's explosive heatwave cannon, or the latest Emperor's mouth cannon, or is it a legendary superpower? All the puzzles on King's body deeply attracted the curiosity of the locals. Hammond stared at King for a long time, suddenly laughed. King, kill yourself. Suicide? Did you encounter a mental retardation? King looked at Hammond, who suddenly laughed inexplicably, fighting as soon as he was fighting. Why are you laughing so happy? King, aren't you a hero? Isn't the role of a hero to protect the citizens? There are tens of thousands of hostages behind me. Should you save them as a hero? If you don't commit suicide, my old man will kill him. Brother Harmon became more excited as he spoke, his breathing became heavier and heavier. Hoo-hoo, King, as a hero, what should you do? At this moment, Hammond is like a devil, with a fanatical look, and he has become a lunatic through and through. No, he was originally a lunatic, a mad scientist, a madman who tried to restore the age of dinosaurs. Mean. All the people who saw this scene angrily raised the same thought at the same time, using Mr. King's heroic identity to disturb Mr. King's mentality, making Mr. King a dilemma. What a despicable dinosaur. What? King was slightly startled, looking at the crazy Hammond. Did he meet a madman? You hesitated, ha, it is so, then my old man will help you make the decision. Hammond left behind some inexplicable words, and immediately ordered Allosaurus to say, Allosaurus, kill crazy, use blood and life to help King make decisions. Roar. Allosaurus roared, turned and rushed to the citizens of the refuge. Haha, King. Let me use my blood to help you decide. Roar. It's so cool, King. You just insulted me like this, now I want to retaliate return. Are you crazy? King's eyes widened and he looked at Hammond, who was gradually mad. This guy must be crazy. Yes, he is a complete lunatic. What? The citizens saw Allosaurus rushing towards them, and suddenly screamed back. As the Allosaurus ran wildly, he glanced back at the helpless King, and immediately admired Hammond's 5-body cast. He was worthy of being a doctor. He knew how to use the identity of King's hero to make King's dilemma. The winner of the battle must be me, the big dinosaur man. Oops. Citizens from major cities who were watching the weird channel of M-City TV saw Allosaurus rushing to innocent people so despicably. At the same time, the picture on the TV was shaken by the cameraman rushing away, and even watched it for a while. Without the pictures of dinosaurs and King, they were anxious, and their hearts were itchy like monkeys, causing them to fidget and wander around in front of the TV, their eyes always staring at the TV screen, looking forward to seeing King's big hair Kamui wiped out. That despicable dinosaur man. Hammond yelled. King, because of your hesitation, countless lives will be lost. All these tragedies are all because of you, because of your hesitation in vain of other people's lives. His expression became more and more crazy, there was a kind of fanaticism of religious believers. Allosaurus lifted his spirits. Heart attack, this is an upright mind attack strategy, this is an arrogant plan. Even if King sees through the purpose of the doctor, he has nothing to do. On the premise that there is no way to take King's body temporarily, attack King's mind is the best choice. As long as King's mentality is unbalanced, his strength will be greatly reduced, and the hope of our dinosaurs will be greatly increased. Doctor deserves to be the genius who gave us dinosaurs rebirth. King was stunned at the behavior of Hammond and Allosaurus. Are you going to force me to submit? Disturb my mind? Stop making trouble, okay. Although I came here because of the name of the hero, I am just a hero by luck. Being a hero is not my intention, and protecting the citizens is not my interest. Therefore, you can't affect me at all if you kill the citizens. What? In fact, as long as you stand in front of me, I will be involuntarily fearful, and my soul will be messed up. You don't need to engage in all kinds of conspiracies. King's expression. Is it angry? Is it sad? Too much, King, although you are the strongest man, but the useless name of hero drags you down and becomes your biggest weakness, which is invulnerable. In fact, when you accept the title of hero, you are not the strongest anymore. Allosaurus is always paying attention to King's every move. When he sees King's face becoming ugly, his face is full of excitement, sweeping away the humiliation of King's slave before. King. Watch the blood-spattering scene with your own eyes. Watching the citizen you want to protect die on the spot, that scene must be very exciting, ha. Ha ha. Hammond fell into a state of madness, like an excited mad dog, with his mouth open and grinning, fishy saliva flowing down the corner of his mouth, truly becoming a ferocious beast. Ah! Help, King, help us! Help! The citizens of the refuge screamed and fled. Where is King? King is about to kill the dinosaur man. Oh, the dinosaur man is about to kill. Why didn't King move yet? King's Qigong technique is the profound meaning Purgatory Warrior's explosive wave cannon? King is about to make a move. The audience in front of the TV looked at the shaking camera and yelled anxiously, wishing to take the place of King. King looked at crazy Hammond dumbfounded, and then at the traitor, Allosaurus rushing into the crowd, his mouth twitched. It seems that he must use the Desire Judge's card, even if he has nothing to protect the citizens' interest, but he is a hero. It is the responsibility of his hero to destroy the weird. Even if it can't stop the weird, he still tries his best to stop it and lives up to the name of a hero. He took a few deep breaths, allowed himself to relax as much as possible, restrained the accelerating heartbeat, and kept calm during the fight as the best policy. Chance. The seemingly crazy Hammond's headlight-sized eyes flashed with a glimmer of light, King's tight body became loose, and the Emperor's engine in the fighting state gradually weakened, and his heart was messed up. He grinned cruelly. King, my old man takes your life. His body rushed forward quickly, the blood basin opened wide, revealing sharp fangs 10 centimeters long stained with fishy saliva. the dragon head quickly threw it towards the king, and his mouth bit down towards the king. Damn it. King was full of spirits. Hammond's attack was too fast, and when he could react, the big mouth of the blood basin was already in front of him, making him inevitable. Almost. Soon, the king is about to die under my fangs. Ha. Ha, as long as the king is eliminated, no hero in the world can stop me, Hammond. My dream of rebuilding the dinosaur family will soon be realized. The eyes of Hammond's headlights were filled with excitement, as if he saw the blood splashing on the spot, and the wonderful future of the dinosaurs occupying the world. Haha, King is dying. After taking a glance, the Allosaurus roared excitedly, and immediately stared at the tiny humans fiercely. You also go to hell with that bastard King. What? King is dying. Impossible. Woo, even King failed, we can't live. After the fled citizens heard the roar of the Allosaurus, their faces were dull. Without the king, who can stop these two ghost dragon level weirdos? Who can save them? No one is gone, no one is anymore, they are dead. Ah. King is dead. How is it possible? How could my idol lose to a weirdo? Absolutely impossible. That weird nonsense, who sees King dead? How could King die in the hands of weird people? He is king. How could a strongest man who feared countless weird people die there easily? The audience in front of the TV changed their faces, and they couldn't accept or believe the news of King's failure and death. No man's land in Z City. The weird man with big eyes stared at the TV screen. The king is dead. Ha, if it is true, then our association will have less resistance in the future. Unfortunately, the king, who is known as the strongest man, will probably not die. In the hands of the dinosaurs, ha ha, after all, it's a bunch of self-righteous beasts, it's hard to be a climate. A research institute in Y City. Tongdi was welding a tool similar to glasses with a lollipop in his hand. Hearing the roar of the beast on the screen, he raised his head and glanced up. That admirable uncle will die in the hands of a dragon-level weirdo. Well, it's such a fake news. After shook his head, he lowered his head to fix the stuff in his hand. City A. Zeke and the others stared at the shaking screen, trying to see the situation clearly, but the lens never stopped on King and Hammond, making them hateful. A staff member stupidly asked, "Hey, do you think King will really die in the hands of the Tyrannosaurus Rex?" The other staff looked at the staff who spoke like an idiot. There were already several dragon-level weirdos who died in the hands of King. Which one was not better than the dinosaur in front of him, that was punched by King? Kill. Can this dinosaur kill King? Well, it is really possible, because the dinosaur man has lived in his dream since he challenged the King, and it is really possible to kill the King in his dream. At the same time, heroes such as Sweetheart Mask in City R and Zombie Boy in City W are also paying attention to this rare battle, and they cannot deny the news of King's death. Boom. However, just as the Allosaurus was ecstatic, the citizens were desperate, and the audience panicked. A huge sound of a heavy object falling suddenly sounded in the refuge, and the huge sound resembled a shaking that shook the refuge a few times. Well? Allosaurus looked back suspiciously, his eyes rounded instantly, and he saw Hammond's huge body crashing down, twitching slightly on the ground, breathing out, but not breathing in. During the time he was not paying attention, Hammond had actually reached the point of dying. Bo. Doctor lost. The huge body of Allosaurus immediately froze, and the joy on his face was even more condensed. He stared at the dragon's eyes and looked at the dying Hammond with a face full of disbelief. He raised his head to look at King, who was standing high and his face always cold. Hiss. King was knocking down the postdoc, but he was unscathed, and there was no wrinkle in his clothes. It was terrifying. King was really terrifying. I was delusional. Enemy with him, I'm so tired of living and crooked. His cold sweat quietly dripped, and he looked at the stalwart King with anxiety. Hey. King looked down at the doctor. Well, what is King's expression? Disdain? Contempt? Disagree? Hiss. He took another breath of cold air, and the fear on his face became more intense. The doctor's strength was much stronger than mine, but he still existed like an ant in King's eyes, and he was killed without any effort, even more dismissively. Wait a minute, since King has such a strong strength, why did he hesitate before, and he refused to come over until I turned around and directed me to the refuge? He thought about it for a moment, and he became more and more frightened. Routine. King has completely routine me, from the beginning. King has not trusted me. What hesitates? What can't beat the doctor, is all fake, it's all testing me whether to surrender sincerely, but. However, I didn't pass King's test, it's over. King will definitely kill me as a traitor. What should I do? Allosaurus thought carefully and was terrified. The thick dragon legs were slightly soft, and the crotch was inexplicably urinating. At the same time, the citizens who fled also found the strange Allosaurus in the fallen Hammond. They were initially frightened and then overjoyed. King killed the damn dragon-level disaster dinosaur man. Oh, King. Saved, we are saved, long live King. Woo, I thought I was dead, but I didn't expect that I could continue to live, King. King, I am willing to be a cow and a horse for you all my life. The citizens of the rest of their lives were dancing and shouting, venting the joy in their hearts frantically. Allosaurus looked at the citizens who were ignoring him and singing and dancing, and his heart was full of anger. However, under King's lust, he squatted quietly on the ground like a puppy, for fear of making a noise. Let King notice him. The dinosaur man is dead. The dinosaur man is dead. The frontline reporter of the Weird channel of the M-City TV station yelled at the camera with excitement. The audience friends in front of the TV, as you can see, the dragon-level weird Tyrannosaurus was easily defeated by King. I fell on the ground and twitched. It seemed that I could not survive. However, when everyone looked at King again, there was no panting, not even a trace of fatigue, and even his posture never moved from beginning to end. You blocked the camera. Look at you paralyzed. Go away. We don't want to look at you, we look at King and weirdos. The audience in front of the TV stared at Dale, who occupies the screen, and was excited. Even though Dale is a beautiful woman, they can't wait to kick it away. They want to watch King. You bastard, get out of here. What? What? Fortunately, at this time, Dale introduced the situation sideways in time, otherwise, I am afraid that the complaint hotline of the M-City TV station will be blown up. Look, everyone. The dragon-level monster Tyrannosaurus Rex doesn't have a trace of scars on his body, as if he was asleep, but we know very well that Tyrannosaurus Rex can no longer wake up. It will sleep here and become the spirit of many weirdos in King's hands, a member of. At this moment, the audience in front of the TV can finally see King suspended in the air and Hammond lying quietly on the ground knowing his life or death. King killed the dragon-level weirdo. Unexpectedly, this stupid dinosaur dared to challenge my big King. It was a mouse entering the cat's nest looking for food. Huh. What dragon-level weirdos and ghost-level weirdos, in front of my idol King, they are all garbage weirdos. The audience unexpectedly didn't have much excitement. Isn't it normal for King to kill a little dragon-level weird? What's so exciting? They were so excited because they could finally see King shot with their own eyes. However, the tragedy was that they still did not witness the scene of King killing the weirdo. The timid photographer patronized and escaped without catching it at all. The slightest content of King's killing of weird people. Garbage photographer. Wasting my passion and time, bah. The audience screamed at the undecided photographer. People who eat melons look at the excitement, and the weirdos and heroes look at the essence. City Z. The big-eyed weird stared at the screen blankly. King really lives up to the name of the strongest. It seems that if our association wants to succeed in something, King is a peak that we have to face. Can we climb it? He pondered one. Yes, immediately said coldly. Why do you want to climb? The mountain is too high and difficult to pass, then penetrate it, hollow out its body, dig out a passageway. King absolutely cannot become an obstacle to our association. City Y. Tong D, who was staying in the research institute, licked the lollipop and glanced at the TV screen. Well, I said that Uncle King will not die in the hands of weirdos, because Uncle King's strength is too strong. No weird will it be his opponent, eh? Right. You can ask Uncle King to try out my newly invented toy. He happily played with the weird glasses in his hand, and the idea of inviting King to study the experiment arose in his mind. City A. Heroes Association Headquarters. Yeah. Zeke and others waved their hands fiercely, and the gloom in their hearts was wiped out. King did a good job. As the trump card of the association, winning the Tyrannosaurus dinosaur man so beautifully, the association's image in the public might improve a lot. And as long as the King is undefeated, as long as the King still belongs to the Heroes Association, then most people will always support the association. Siki laughed and said, Maria immediately announced the news that King easily killed the dragon-level weird in the form of a broadcast. This time we want to celebrate. It is not so much a celebration of the whole world, as it is another propaganda, propagating the strong muscles and sturdy power of the Heroes Association. Yes, Minister. Maria took the order with a face full of excitement, and turned around and started to debug the weird sirens of various cities.